University Malaysia Kelantan, UMK, is an entrepreneurial university. We implement the government's aspiration to ensure the younger generations are not only highly educated but also entrepreneurial. UMK is the #1 entrepreneurial university in Malaysia and aspires to be one of the world's best by 2030. This is in line with the National Entrepreneurship Policy, which aims to make Malaysia an entrepreneurial country by 2030. According to this vision, UMK ensures the whole university functions within an entrepreneurial ecosystem. This ecosystem comprises of 9 faculties supported by institutes and centers of excellence implemented with the discipline of innovation-based entrepreneurship. The university's upper management, together with UMK employees at all levels, are committed to realizing UMK as a Malaysian public university well respected for its foundation of entrepreneurship. Implementing this ecosystem, the UMK Entrepreneurship Institute UMKEI oversees 3 other entrepreneurship-based centers: the Center for Entrepreneurship Development and Education CEED, the Institute of Small and Medium Enterprises ISME, and the Global Entrepreneurship Research and Innovation Center GERIC. The Faculty of Entrepreneurship and Business, spearheading this structure, has successfully developed collaborative entrepreneurial networks such as UMK Frontier Street, Entrepreneurship Advisory Council, and proudly led the Committee for Ministry of Higher Education Guide to Entrepreneurship Integrated Education. From the academic aspect, UMK offers 29 undergraduate programs and 16 postgraduate programs in the fields of business and management, tourism and hospitality, science and technology, as well as arts and heritage. The university is constantly enhancing its teaching and learning system to ensure that the process of learning takes place creatively and innovatively through My Academic Integrated System, My ICE, massive open online courses, MOOCs, and blended learning. UMK is committed to the development of first-class graduates to become the leaders of industry. Collaboration with world-class local corporate sectors, as well as a network of well-known regional educational institutions, is aimed at empowering UMK from various angles. This is evidenced by the increase in the marketability of graduates and graduates who create jobs through businesses. Research, innovation, and commercialization is another important part of UMK. Research funding and the number of innovations and commercialized products increase every year. UMK has performed well in various prestigious competitions. With the hashtag UMK for Society, UMK is also involved in various community activities. Our staff and students consistently demonstrate outstanding skills and abilities. With such a great spirit of teamwork, UMK has never looked back to emerge as a respected educational entity in the region. We at UMK believe that our presence will give a new look to the development of the Valley of Knowledge. Indeed, our core, entrepreneurship, will always make us, University Malaysia Kelantan, relevant, unique, and different.
Assalamualaikum and good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We would like to start this event with the National Anthem and Terbilang UMK.
Negaraku di mana jua. Merintis perubahan terkini demi-Mu yang Maha Pencipta. Merealisasi misi mencari realiti demi negara yang tercinta. Relevan, unik dan berbeza, bencana peradaban bangsa. Janji kami pada semua, taburi jasa di mana jua. Universiti Malaysia Kelantan terbilang UMK.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera and good morning. Professor Dr. Razli Cik Razak, Vice Chancellor University Malaysia Kelantan, Professor Teknologis Dr. Arham Abdullah, Deputy Vice Chancellor Research and Innovation University Malaysia Kelantan, Datuk Suryani Datuk Ahmad, Honorable Speaker, Secretariat General Ministry of Entrepreneurship, Development and Cooperative (MIDEC), and all invited keynote speaker, Tuan Haji Norizan Sharif, Chief Executive Officer InCEBT International LLC, Mr. Syairan Huzaini Hussein, Managing Director Shell Malaysia Trading Sdn Bhd and Shell Timur Sdn Bhd, Professor Jesut Pot, Distinguished Professor of Economics at RMIT University and Co-Director of the Blockchain Innovation Hub at RMIT, all directors, deans and deputy deans, members of organizing committee, and to all our virtual conference participants, ladies and gentlemen, we are delighted to welcome you to the 10th International Conference on Entrepreneurship, Business and Technology InCEBT2022. This conference is organized by Faculty of Entrepreneurship and Business, University Malaysia Kelantan. We are proud to announce that International Conference on Entrepreneurship, Business and Technology InCEBT is our annual event since 2011 and our 10 years conducting this international conference. Previously, InCEBT is known as the International Seminar on Entrepreneurship and the Business ICEBT and Entrepreneurship Seminar on Entrepreneurship, Business and Technology InCEBT. This year, technology and digital transformation in strengthening entrepreneurship and the business during and post-COVID-19 has been chosen as our theme, which is so pertinent to our current situations. InCEBT 2022 provide an ideal academic platform for researchers to present the latest research findings and describe emerging technologies and direction in entrepreneurship, business and technology issues. This conference seeks to contribute to showing novel research results in all aspects of innovation and entrepreneurship, business and technology. This conference aims to be an excellent platform for knowledge exchange between academic researchers, sharing experience and research findings specifically in the social science. Prospective authors are invited to submit a full paper describing original work and all aspects of related fields. Let us extend our sincere gratitude to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala for allowing us to be here today. It is a great pleasure to have you here on this occasion. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Zulkifli Muhammad for a Dua recitation.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Allahumma ja'al jam'ana hadha jam'an mubarakan marhuma wa tafarruqana min ba'dihi tafarruqan mubarakan ma'suma ولا تجعل اللهم فينا ولا معنا شقيا ولا محروما ربنا عليك توكلنا وإليك أنبنا وإليك المصير اللهم طول أعمارنا وصحح أجسادنا وثبت إيماننا ووسع أرزاقنا وحسن أخلاقنا ونور قلوبنا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين اللهم اجعلنا من أهل الخير واجعلنا من أهل البركة واجعلنا من أهل المغفرة اللهم اجعلنا من أهل الجنة واجعلنا من أهل الفردوس الأعلى برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين اللهم اجعل مجلسنا the 10th International Conference on Entrepreneurship, Business and Technology InCEBT2022 هذا مجلسا مباركا لأصحابنا وأهلنا وجيراننا وضيوفنا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Thank you, Dr. Zulkifli Muhammad, for the dua recitation. We will listen to the welcoming speech delivered by the Dean of the Faculty of Entrepreneurship and the Business Yang Berusaha, Professor Media Technologies, Dr. Zailani Abdullah. Please welcome.
Yang berbahagia Prof. Dr. Razli Cik Razak, Vice Chancellor Universiti Malaysia Kelantan. Yang berbahagia Profesor Teknologis Dr. Arham Abdullah, Deputy Vice Chancellor Research and Innovation Universiti Malaysia Kelantan. Yang berbahagia Datuk Suryani Datuk Ahmad, Secretary General Ministry of Entrepreneur Development and Cooperative, Honorable Speaker. Yang berbahagia Tuan Haji Norizan Sharif, Chief Executive Officer Inalcorp International LLC, Keynote Speaker. Yang berusaha Encik Syairan Huzaini Hussein, Managing Director Shell Malaysia Trading Sdn Bhd, Keynote Speaker. Yang berbahagia Prof. Jason Potts, School of Economics, Finance and Marketing, RMIT Australia, and Co-Director of the Blockchain Innovation Hub at RMIT, Keynote Speaker. All Directors, Dean and Deputy Dean, Member of InCEBT2022 Organizing Committee, and participant of InCEBT2022. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera and good morning. It is a great pleasure for me to welcome the participants from all over the world who came here to exchange knowledge and experience today on the exciting field of entrepreneurship, business, technology, and their applications. We are honored to have with us here Yang berbahagia Prof. Dr. Razli Cik Razak, Vice Chancellor Universiti Malaysia Kelantan, who will shortly be officiate the 10th InCEBT 2022. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to congratulate each of you here on sending your paper to our conference, accepted, and finally, you are here virtually through the platform provided by the organizer. For your information, this conference is organized by the Faculty of Entrepreneurship and Business, one of the main faculty in Universiti Malaysia Kelantan. We are proud to announce International Conference on Entrepreneurship, Business and Technology, InCEBT, is our annual event since 2012, and this is our 10th year conducting this international conference. Previously, InCEBT is formerly known as International Seminar on Entrepreneurship and Business, ICEBT, and International Seminar on Entrepreneurship, Business and Technology, ICEBT. On this 10th anniversary of this conference, the conference name was rebranded to International Conference on Entrepreneurship, Business and Technology, InCEBT. Before the pandemic hit the world, we have been organizing this conference for so many years in various places such as Penang, Kota Baru and Padang, Indonesia. Since last 2 years, following the newborn, this international conference has been organized virtually. Same goes for this year. On the positive side, we have received lots of participants sharing their research ideas, giving insight and output from all over the world. Ladies and gentlemen, Faculty of Entrepreneurship and Business, FEB, Universiti Malaysia Kelantan has worked swiftly to reframe its way to continue success in the field despite confronting during the post COVID-19. Being the pioneer faculty of UMK, incepted in 2007, FEB remained competitive in the education field and adopts today's new technologies. FEB have contingency online learning tools at the hand that linger its foundation's legacy, which is to produce excellent entrepreneurship and business education. FEB has more than 4,000 students have graduated from the first graduation ceremony held in 2011. FEB employs 106 academics at various positions such as professors, associate professors, and lecturers in scholarly compositions. Meanwhile, 90 staff assist in the administrative tasks. Thus, the best blend of teams, academic and non-academic, in FEB helps achieve vision and mission, primarily to become the focal driver in evolving entrepreneurship. Besides, the FEB constantly aims to inculcate entrepreneurial spirit among society within and outside UMK to produce an entrepreneurship-oriented community that can contribute to the nation's well-being and produce entrepreneur graduate with good values, knowledgeable and skilled. The establishment of the Angkasa University Research Academic Aura marks another achievement of FEB. Besides Association of Asia Pacific Business School, AAPBS, FEB holds membership with the Alliance on Business Education and Scholarship for Tomorrow, ABES 21. Association to Advanced Collegiate Schools of Business, AACSB, and Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport, CLIT, and Association of the Chartered Certified Accountant, ACCA. In addition, a wide range of the industrial collaboration that FEB actively engage in teaching and entrepreneurial spirit that can contribute to the nation's well-being. Recently, the University of Malaysia Kelantan is the first public institution in Malaysia to achieve Accreditation Council of Entrepreneurial and Engaged University, ACEU accreditation. Thus, the taglines of entrepreneurship is our trust and entrepreneurial university are widely used to promote the philosophy of UMK. Ladies and gentlemen, talking back to this conference, the conference aims to provide a platform to disseminate and exchange ideas among researchers, students, policymakers, and practitioners to promote a better understanding of current issues and solutions to the challenge in a global economy in relation to the field of entrepreneurship, technology, multimedia, business, management, finance, accounting, and many more. As for this year's theme, technology and digital transformation in strengthening entrepreneurship and business during the post-COVID-19, which is so pertinent with our current situation. The use of digital technologies or digital transformation has become a must due to our current situation. The new norm has exchanged our physical activities to online platforms that value producing opportunities. It is the process of integrating digital technologies into all areas of nation economy. As the chairman of the Malaysia Digital Economy Corporation, MDEC, aims to position Malaysia as the heart of digital ASEAN, where Malaysia serves as a regional digital powerhouse, launching global champions to lead the fourth industrial revolution, Industry 4.0. This phenomenon is happening all around us as technology disrupts existing markets every day. You can find examples in hospitality, banking, food delivery, laundry, and industries. Organizations of all kinds are exploring how to disrupt these markets. This is the effect of digitalization. As a result, many traditional businesses are realizing they cannot continue their standard practices and are looking at how technology can help them embark on their digitalization journey. They need to innovate before someone else comes and disrupt them. It is crucial to prepare the next generation as well. Today, 1 in 2 people of the planet is under the age of 30. The first always connected generation, millennials, and the best educated in history, but they face high unemployment rate according to the International Labour Organization, ILO. We must focus on young talent by providing the skills future business requires and giving them the opportunity to prove themselves in the workplace. The transformation of existing jobs and improved standard of living and lifelong learning opportunity to build knowledge and skill for the new economy. For business, there should be growth in high value-added activities. The emergence of digital champions to drive new businesses and revenue stream, as well as scale, consolidation and aggregation to compete efficiently across borders. We need to invest the time and effort needed to make the most out of this exciting era. We need to focus our effort on enabling human resources to help sustain future economies. We must invest heavily in empowering the generations that will shape our future. 10th InCEBT2022 provides an ideal academic platform for researchers to present the latest research findings and describe emerging technologies and directions in entrepreneurship, business and technology issues. The conference seeks to contribute to presenting novel research results in all aspects of innovation in entrepreneurship, business and technology. In other words, this platform will be a great opportunity for all of you here to share your thoughts, validate and improve based on inputs from this conference and people you meet here. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to Dr. Ahmad Ridwan, Dr. Shah Iskandar Fahmi Ramli and his team for making this 10th InCEBT2022 comes into real. They are the backbone of the 10th InCEBT2022. All the tireless efforts that he and his team have made over a year to make this conference a success one. Without their helps, I believe we can't be here right now. I am in debt to you and may Allah bless your efforts. Before I end my speech today, again, thank you for participating in 10th InCEBT2022 and hope everyone enjoys it and continue in supporting in the upcoming conference. Thank you.
Thank you for the welcoming speech. Our event is continued by the opening and officiating speech by Professor Dr. Razli bin Shirazad, Vice Chancellor of UMK. Please welcome.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera and very good morning to all of you. Yang bahagia Profesor T.S. Dr. Arham Abdullah, Deputy Vice Chancellor Research and Innovation, Universiti Malaysia Kelantan. Yang bahagia Datuk Suryani binti Datuk Ahmad, Secretary General Ministry of Entrepreneurial Development and Cooperatives. Honorable Speakers Yang Berusaha Tuan Haji Norizan Sharif, Chief Executive Officer and SCOP International LLC, Yang Berusaha Encik Syairan Hussein, Managing Director Shell Malaysia Trading Sdn Berhad, Yang bahagia Profesor Jason Potts, School of Economics, Finance and Marketing, RMIT Australia and Co-Director of the Blockchain Innovation Hub at RMIT, Yang Berusaha Encik Profesor T.S. Dr. Zailani bin Abdullah, Dean Faculty of Entrepreneurship and Business, cum Chairman for 10th InCEBT2022. All directors, dean and deputy dean, members of the 10th International Conference on Entrepreneurship, Business and Technology, InCEBT2022 and Organizing Committee, and participants of InCEBT2022. On behalf of Universiti Malaysia Kelantan, it gives me a great pleasure to warmly welcome our distinguished guests, participants, and everyone here today to the auspicious virtual event, the 10th International Conference on Entrepreneurship, Business and Technology, InCEBT2022. Technology and Digital Transformation. The theme chosen for the InCEBT2022 conference this year is Technology and Digital Transformation in Strengthening Entrepreneurship and Business during and post-COVID-19 are very timely and relevant as per the responses from the view of industries, SMEs, academicians, and researchers. I believe that the technology and digital transformation of business and entrepreneurship could provide many opportunities for academicians and researchers from university to collaborate with businesses in order to help increase technology adoption and promote greater creativity, innovation, productivity, and competitiveness. The emergence of digital technologies and associated digital entrepreneurship, or digital sector causes not only economic growth, but also competitive turbulence and disorganization and changes in governance. Since technological changes can cause changes in both production structure and the management structure, digital startups can be seen as a process of strategic maneuvering in economic development. We are all impacted by the new standard because a vast amount of knowledge has been digitalized and converted into big data for use in mobile learning, online education, and artificial intelligence. Hence, higher education institutions, as a knowledge-based organization, would likewise move by this new norm of distributing knowledge. As a result, today's data has become a commodity, while information and communication technologies have enabled various tasks and commercial operations to be completed at ease. This is a major element in the creation of micro and informal businesses, which are often run by a single person and do not have a physical location. A person's interest and advice might even be turned into a business with a simple online click. It will be critical if this technology-driven industrial revolutions includes entrepreneurial forces that might help people in improving their living conditions and share economic prosperity. We could envision a direct relationship between this digital transformation towards entrepreneurship, business, and technology, which eventually contribute to social and economic benefits. Only then must tangible efforts be taken to ensure that this agenda is implemented at all operational, managerial, and strategic levels. As academics, we have a critical role to play in disseminating knowledge about this industrial revolution, integrating it into our curriculum content, promoting its benefits, and most importantly, preparing our future workforces with an entrepreneurial mindset capable of harnessing this on upcoming industrial revolution for their jobs. Completely admitting and adoption the digitalization in entrepreneurship and business owner and executive should recognize that businesses today are fast changing and should emphasize this technology revolution in their business strategy. Digital transformation creates new possibilities for businesses with innovative products and services, better ways of working, and nimble organization model. As a result of the digital transformation in entrepreneurship and business, they become heavily dependent on technological innovation. Often, digital transformation fails because organizations focus solely on technology and do not pay as much attention to people and processes. Thus, many businesses have already given up due to their inability to cope with the Industrial Revolution. The Industrial Revolution is directly linked to the concept of entrepreneurship and business by means of the latest technology, particularly since innovation is the bedrock of enterprise and economic activity. We then emphasize on technological competence in this fourth industrial revolution. Fresh ideas must be created and deployed quickly. No doubt that the success of an innovation is uncertain. However, when combined with entrepreneurship spirit, business owners and leaders are unlikely to give up. Every difficulty and opportunity are met head-on and exploited to the fullest extent possible. Apart from the digital market and a shift in perspective, we must also recognize that digitalization in entrepreneurship and business entails human-computer interaction and large data. These are a new concept since they have been around since the beginning of the Industrial Revolution. Previously, this concept was only available to large corporations with significant research center and technological capabilities. The use of human-computer interaction and big data concept in the form of the Internet of Things is now commonplace. Companies and organizations as well as people are reluctant to adopt or fail to implement the Internet of Things, which will undoubtedly fall behind and lose the competitive edge. We have fundamental responsibility in university into advanced teaching, research, and community service in order to produce humanistic and competent graduates for society. However, university stakeholders are increasingly urging universities to improve academic output, contribute to innovation, capability, and support knowledge-based economic policy for national growth. Delivery consideration of how to address this economic demand without jeopardizing the quality of academic mission is required. At the heart of all our effort is firm commitment to providing a transformative educational experience that will equip our graduates with knowledge and skills to make a positive national and global impact. On that perspective, I believe that social entrepreneurship is an appropriate business model for the institution to accomplish both academic and economic goals. Social business are developed in collaboration between the university, industry, and community, making use of the fourth industrial revolution and university entrepreneurship education. The profits from this social enterprise are reinvested in academic or social development rather than being used primarily to maximize profit for business owners. Knowledge of technological gaps, business processes, and human needs are better identified and supplemented through this collaboration. Each industry revolution is aimed at the private manufacturing and service businesses. As a result, a public institution should not completely embrace the fourth industrial revolution for academic objective. But in this fourth industrial revolution, I believe it is perfectly appropriate for a university to become a knowledge manufacturer in one of three ways. First, share university's expertise, information, and intellectual resources through a consulting business. Second, offer university research output or technological resources to further exploited by industry. Or the third, last but not least, start a company. In conclusion, I would want to emphasize that digital entrepreneurship will necessitate adjustment in people's skill set. In fact, the COVID-19 pandemic offers advancement for digital entrepreneurs and also offers for the others to follow in the footsteps of active digital entrepreneurs. Online business will become a norm post-COVID-19, and businesses shall be done across borders without much hassle. International business for small enterprise is expected to be common with the advancement of information technology for communication and a reliable banking system, while higher education in particular play an important role in providing graduates with the necessary skills. In my opinion, one of the most important skills to develop among university students is the entrepreneurial ability, which has both social and economic rewards. This entrepreneurial skill is not only applicable to the current industrial revolution, but also to future transformation. Before I conclude this speech, I am very proud that the Faculty of Entrepreneurship and Business, FEB, has successfully conducted this conference since 2012. It begins with the NIM seminar, the International Seminar of Entrepreneurship and Business in 2022, where all the papers presented were indexed in Malaysia Citing Center, while in 2021, FEB has collaborated with Euromid Academy of Business and Technology Turkey, and the seminar has been named the 9th International Seminar of Entrepreneurship, Business and Technology. And all accepted and presented papers were published electronically as book chapter in the lecture notes in Networks and System Springer. This year is another achievement for FEB, In its 10th year, the seminar has been upgraded to the conference, namely the 10th International Conference of Entrepreneurship, Business and Technology, InCEBT 2022. I wish to congratulate FEB and all the event committee for successfully organizing this virtual conference. This conference has become an annual event that brings together students and researchers to encourage the exchange of ideas and issues among peers, as well as experience sharing from industrial experts. Thank you for devoting your time and attention to our session, and congratulations to all attendees. I wish you all the best and hope that this conference will be successful. I'm looking forward to hearing the conference conclusion. Without further ado, in the name of Allah, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, it now gives me a great pleasure to appreciate the 10th International Conference on Business, Entrepreneurship, Technology 2022 and proudly launch the logo for this conference. May all your experience the most wonderful time today. Thank you, and wabillahi taufiq wa hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much, Professor Dr. Razli, for a meaningful speech and officiating for InCEBT 2022. Ladies and gentlemen, our InCEBT 2022 is now officially started. We will continue this virtual conference with our keynote speech sessions. Today, we have our honorable speaker from Datuk Suryani binti Datuk Ahmad, our Secretary General, Ministry of Entrepreneurship Development and Cooperative, and our keynote speaker for today with the theme of entrepreneurship, Mr. Norizan bin Sharif, Chief Executive Officer Ines Group International LLC, and with the theme of the business, our keynote speaker, Mr. Shairan Huzaini Hussein, Managing Director, Shell Malaysia Trading Sintia Berhad and Shell Timur Sintia Berhad. And don't forget for tomorrow, we have international keynote speaker with the themes of the technology, Professor Jesut Potts, with the distinguished professor Schools of Economic, Finance and Marketing, RMIT Australia, and the co-directors of the Blockchain Innovation Hub of RMITs. All participants must be fill out the attendance form per the link pinned on Facebook. Now, our next agenda will begin with the honorable speaker by Datuk Suryani Datuk Ahmad, Secretary General Minister of Entrepreneur Development and Cooperative. This session will be moderated by Dr. Zamino binti Zamzani. Please welcome Dr.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullah and very good morning. Welcome to the International Conference of Entrepreneurship, Business and Technology InCEBT2022. My name is Zamira binti Zamzamir and I'm a lecturer at the Faculty of Entrepreneurship and Business, University Malaysia Kelantan, and I will be serving as your moderator today. You will hear a presentation from Yang Berbahagia Datuk Suryani binti Datuk Ahmad, Secretary General of Minister of Entrepreneurship and Cooperative Development, MECD, on this very timely subject. But before we get started, I wanted to take a few minutes of your time. If you have any question during the presentation, please type them into the comment section of the Facebook, and I will read the question after the presentation. Before the sharing session begins, allow me to introduce the Honorable Keynote Speaker. Yang Berbahagia Datuk Suryani graduated from University Science Malaysia, USM, in 1993 with bachelor degree in communication. She then later completed her Master of Arts in Strategy and Diplomacy from University Kebangsaan Malaysia in 2006. Datuk Suryani has vast experience in trade and industry, and she had served in the Minister of International Trade and Industry MITI for 12 years. Before being appointed as Special Officer to the Minister of International Trade and Industry in 2006, she was the Assistant Secretary for Bilateral and Regional Division as well as Asian Economic Cooperation Division. She has also served as Principal Assistant Director at the Multilateral Trade and Policy Division, and in 2008, she was promoted as the Director. Later that year, she was trusted to lead the FTA Policy and Negotiation Coordination Division as the Director. And in 2015, she was transferred to the Minister of Home Affairs, KDN, as the Deputy Secretary General for Policy and Control, and she was then promoted as Secretary General for the Minister of Women, Family Community Development in 2006. And in 2020, Datuk Suryani is now the Secretary General of Minister of Entrepreneur and Cooperative Development, MECD. And also she won several awards, including Best Officer Award and Excellent Employee. So Datuk, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Alhamdulillah.
How's
Welcome to InCEBT 2020. All right, Datuk.
Thank
So
you.
without further ado, I would like to welcome Yang Berbahagia Datuk Suryani binti Datuk Ahmad to deliver and share with us the interesting topic, resetting the economy post-COVID-19, entrepreneurship, policy, and opportunity. Please welcome Datuk.
Thank you, Madam Moderator, Madam Zaminor. Thank you so much, everyone. Good morning. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Professor Dr. Razli Cik Razak, the Vice Chancellor of University Malaysia Kelantan or UMK. Professor Technologist Dr. Arham Abdullah, Deputy Vice Chancellor, UMK. All our learned invited keynote speakers and the directors, the Dean and Deputy Dean, members of organizing committee, and to all our virtual conference participants. I would like to thank UMK for inviting me to give a talk today to share some of the information that we have in the ministry. And I hope whatever that we share today will be of useful to every one of you here in forwarding our economy in the future. The topic is very interesting, and I hope that whatever that we share today is also being shared to participants when they go back to their stations, and that we will be able to continue and prosper our economy, and we will be able to help you, give you more information, and hope that this will be not it will be a turning point where people will come and become the entrepreneurs in the country and turn the country into an entrepreneur nation. So I will start my presentation today. Okay. Resetting the economy post COVID-19. This is a very important subject now. Everyone is in this. We never thought that we would be in this situation. So it is an utmost pleasure for me to share with you this topic so that we are able to understand more of the situation. Next. Right. Okay, the next slide. Yes, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, so Malaysia aspires to be a nation that achieves the sustainable growth along with fair and equitable distribution across income groups, ethnicities, religions, and supply chain. So everybody that is in touch with the economy are being outreached. So recognizing the importance of entrepreneurship in driving an inclusive socio-economic growth of Malaysia. So the government has re-established the Ministry of Entrepreneur and Corporate Development, or MECD, KUSKOP, we call it in Malay, on 2nd of July 2018. So the ministry is responsible of entrepreneurship, MSMEs, and cooperatives development in Malaysia with a vision to make Malaysia as a united, prosperous, and dignified entrepreneurial nation. Our mission is to create a holistic and conducive entrepreneurship ecosystem for sustainable, balanced, and inclusive economic development in Malaysia. So the 7 main functions of MECD as is being outlined here. So I will not read out in detail. It's here for you to digest and understand. So it is very important that we understand the roles and functions of the ministry. Yeah. So we go to the next slide. Yes. Okay. So there are 11 agencies under the ministry to support the implementation of entrepreneurship initiatives. So we have SME Corp, we have Teko National Institute of Entrepreneurship, we have SME Bank, the Cooperative Commission of Malaysia, Cooperative Institute of Malaysia, UDA Holding Berhad, Pernas. Pernas is a franchise development arm of the ministry. And we also have Amanah Ikhtiar Malaysia and Perbadanan Usahawan Nasional Berhad, or PUNB. Okay, right. Okay, next slide. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, Malaysia's entrepreneurship landscape consists of few business sectors. First is the MSME sector. Yes. Right? So the definition of MSMEs covers all sectors, namely services, manufacturing, agriculture, construction, and mining and quarrying. Sales turnover and number of full-time employees are the two criteria used in determining the definition with the or basis as I'm going to mention now. So number 1, for the manufacturing sector, MSMEs are defined as firms with sales turnover not exceeding 50 million ringgit or number of full-time employees not exceeding 200. So either or, these are the choices of the definitions. The second one, for the services and other sectors, other sectors, MSMEs are defined as firms with sales turnover not exceeding 20 million ringgit or number of full-time employees not exceeding 75. So MSMEs is categorized into micro, small, and medium, as shown on the screen, as shown on in the pyramid. MSMEs must be entities registered with SSM or other equivalent bodies. SSM is the Suruhanjaya Syarikat Malaysia. So you have to be registered so that it be considered as an MSEs, yeah? Right? Okay, next slide. Okay, MSMEs is the backbone of Malaysian economy, and it makes up 97.44% or more than 1.2 million out of total establishments in Malaysia. Can you imagine the weightage of the contribution of MSMEs? So micro represents the largest categories of MSMEs, and services sector is the largest MSMEs contributor for about 83.85%. Yeah. Okay. So next slide. The MSME's performance is always above Malaysia's GDP. In 2019, contribution of MSMEs has recorded 38.9% to GDP, 17.9% to export value, and 48.4% to employment. However, the COVID-19 pandemic had a significant impact on the national economy as well as global ventures, and has directly inhibited the growth of MSMEs. In 2020, for the first time in 17 years since 2003, MSME's GDP growth recorded a negative 7.3%, lower than Malaysia's GDP, which was negative 5.6%. Yet the growth rate in 2021 recorded a positive value of 1% with a contribution of 37.4%, or equivalent to 518.1 billion ringgit Malaysia, which clearly shows that MSME's growth is recovering. A significant increase can also be seen in the performance of MSME's export value, which recorded positive growth of 5.4% with a contribution of 11.7% compared to a negative 33.1% in 2020. Next. For the cooperative sector, Malaysia has 14,834 number of cooperatives with 7.08 million members and 37.8 billion ringgit Malaysia turnover. Cooperatives' main sectors consist of financial services, wholesale and retailing, tourism, health and personal care, property development and construction industry, and also agriculture and agro-based industry and plantation. Okay, next slide. Right. For the informal sector, it refers to economic activities of workers and entities which are in law or practice not covered by formal arrangements. Yeah. Informal entrepreneurship has characteristics of all or at least one of the goods services produced are meant for sales or barter transaction. The second one, the enterprise is not registered with the Companies Commission of Malaysia or any other professional bodies, including the local authority. And also it employs 10 workers or less and not covered by any social security. Yeah? Informal sector contributes 8.3% to national employment, of which 71.7% are self-employed or a micro-sized business. Yeah. Okay. All right, let's go to the entrepreneurship policies. The next one. Yes, next slide. Right. The government of Malaysia has introduced policies and master plans to support holistic entrepreneurship ecosystem and development for progressive growth of MSMEs. So we have to have a policy so that we can have something to follow on, something that we can refer to guide us in forwarding our country in our economic recovery. After achieving its independence from British in 1957, Malaysia has made impressive progress in social and economic development. The country has moved from agricultural to industrial and services-based economy. However, this achievement should not be based on only economic indicators such as its gross domestic products and FDIs alone. Rather, it should be measured in a more holistic manner by which the development and wealth derived from economic growth should be equally distributed so that all segments of the Malaysian society can benefit from it. Yeah. Okay. So, next slide. Accordingly, the government has introduced the new aspiration for the country, namely the Shared Prosperity Vision 2030, or better known as the SPV 2030, on the 5th of October 2019. Yeah? So the SPV is the government's commitment. It is to ensure Malaysia as a nation achieves sustainable growth along with fair and equitable distribution across income groups, ethnicities, regions and supply chains. Yeah? The economy of Malaysia will be restructured to be more progressive, knowledge-based and high value with full participation at all levels of Malaysian society. This effort will narrow the economic gap while increasing income and participation in the supply chain. This would then result in a united, prosperous, and dignified Malaysia that would become an economic center of Asia. Right. Next slide. Yeah. So the government of Malaysia has introduced the National Entrepreneurship Policy 2030. We call it NEP 2030. The policy is a strategic direction of Malaysia in terms of entrepreneurship development, with the main aim to establish Malaysia as an outstanding entrepreneur nation by 2030. I mentioned this earlier. It consists of 6 strategic thrusts, 19 strategies, and 62 initiatives. Yeah. Slide. Yes, so this is where we are now. We are at this Malaysia Social. Okay, this one is the Malaysia Social Entrepreneurship Development Blueprint. Just now I mentioned about the entrepreneur policy. Yeah, so the government has introduced this Malaysia Social Entrepreneurship Blueprint 2030, or we call it SEMAI 2030. So SEMAI 2030 is the new national direction for the development of social entrepreneurship in Malaysia, with the aim of mainstreaming social enterprise as effective contributors to the country's inclusive, balanced, and sustainable socio-economic development. Okay. Right. The next slide. Next slide, we talk about the 12 Malaysia Plan. Yeah. So the 12 Malaysia Plan has set 3 themes. 4 policy enablers and 14 game changers. Yeah, under game changer 3, transforming micro, small, and medium enterprises as the new driver of growth. It aims to boost capabilities of entrepreneurs and enterprise by, number 1, creating innovative and sustainable enterprise, the one on the left, promoting the inclusive participation through MSME, cooperatives, and agriculture-based associations. And the third one, creating conducive and holistic ecosystem for entrepreneurship. Yeah, by year 2025, MSMEs will contribute 45% to national GDP, 25% to total exports, and 90% MSMEs to digitalized business operation. So can you imagine the massive contribution of MSMEs into the economy of Malaysia? Yeah. So by 2025, look at the contribution itself. Is slightly less than 50%. So it is such an important contributor to the GDP. Yeah. Right. So we go to the next one, the current challenges. Yes. Next one. Yeah. So since the outbreak of COVID-19 global pandemic, Malaysia's intervention measures in combating the impact of COVID-19 has shown encouraging results. As of now, we are still recovering to rebound the economy back to normal. So government has helped a lot in supporting the MSMEs. Based on the survey conducted by MECD, after the reopening of the economy in 2022, more than 85% of businesses are in full operation, yeah, based on the government's interventions. However, more than 38% believed the impact of recovery would take more than a year. Some of them may not be able to come back as they wish, as fast as they wanted to, because they have a lot of issues. But nevertheless, post pandemic, yeah, Malaysia also faces other issues. Yeah? We also have some challenges. For example, the pandemic has yet fully recovered due to the emergence of vaccine-resistant variants. You know, the latest one that we have just discovered, that are easier to spread and not asymptotic. This causes some countries to be cautious in reopening back their borders. In addition, business adaptation to the new norm is still moderate, yeah? not as fast as we wanted it to become. And the ongoing geopolitical conflict has also worsened the global economic situation, particularly the conflict between Russia and Ukraine, causing trade restrictions, supply chain disruptions, and commodity price shocks. And this is still ongoing. So this is something that is beyond our control, something that is happening outside Malaysia, but it is giving us a lot of impact. Yeah. And then there's also pressure on prices and elevated costs following the disruption of the global supply chain, which also caused companies to bear higher production costs. Yeah? It also has an impact on Malaysia's inflation rate, which is expected to increase to 3.3% in 2023. In addition, the increase in flood incidents in the country also slowed down the government's efforts to revitalize the country's economy. Furthermore, MSMEs in Malaysia have a low level of disaster preparedness and do not have any social protection such as business insurance. This is something that we want to educate the MSMEs to be prepared for this emergency situation. We did not expect the pandemic to come about, but we can know that flood happens every year. So the MSMEs must prepare themselves in the social protection. They must know how to protect their businesses so that they are able to cover their businesses. They are able to be prepared in the sense that if things go bad, they have something to fall back on. So they have something to support their businesses if these things happens. Yeah. Okay, so we go to the next one, the entrepreneurship programs and initiatives. Yes, next one. Right. Okay. To overcome these challenges, the government of Malaysia has allocated 11.7 billion ringgit budget to implement 210 entrepreneurship and MSMEs development programs that benefit 774,694 beneficiaries. Yeah, see how many of them? Almost 1 million. It is a concerted effort of 17 ministries. Our ministry, but it's by 17 ministries which are engaged in the entrepreneurship development and more than 60 entrepreneur development organizations or EDOs. Yeah, in year 2022, the government has allocated 40 billion ringgit Malaysia for business under Semarak Niaga initiative. Yeah. Okay, so the next one. Yeah. So among the programs and initiatives are as displayed on the screen here. So the many of them are implemented within the ministries agencies. Yeah. Look at each and every one of the agencies. We have all these programs, SME Corp. We have the Bumi Putra Enterprise Enhancement Program, the BEP and the rest. And we have Tekun, Scheme Pembiayaan Tekun Niaga and the rest. And then there's plenty of the entrepreneurs and the Bank Rakyat and SME Bank, InScan, UDA, PUNB, and also Amanah Ikhtiar Malaysia. Yeah. Okay, so you can have a look at them. You can access this information through our website. Look for kuscorp.gov.my. And you can have more information from there, or you can also look at My Assist MSME, the one in the middle here, the one in the circle, My Assist MSMEs. There's a lot of information there to help you to understand the ecosystem of the MSMEs, how we can help you, how the government can help you, and this will be able to outreach. We were able to come to you and help you on this matter. Okay, right. Let's go to the next one, the next topic. Which is the drive. Yeah. Okay. Right. So digital economy is poised to be a new driver of development for Malaysia. This the pandemic actually forced us into becoming using the digital economy much faster rate. Yeah. Contribution of information and communication technology or ICT to economy continued to expand at 76.6 billion USD or 320 billion ringgit in 2020. Yeah. It registered a double-digit growth of 10.4% compared to 7.3% in the previous year. And it contributed 22.6% to GDP, comprises of gross value added of ICT of 14.2% and e-commerce of other industries 8.4%. Yeah. Okay. Next slide. Right. E-commerce contributes 11.5% to Malaysia's GDP in year 2020. So if you can see from the slide here, gross value added e-commerce increased to 163.3 billion ringgit from 129.2 billion ringgit in 2020, a surge of 26.5%. And the growth was supported by ICT trade and ICT services. In terms of share of GDP, e-commerce of ICT industry contributed 3.1%, while e-commerce for other industries was 8.4%. Income of e-commerce transaction recorded a value of 675.4 billion ringgit in 2019, compared to 447.8 billion in 2017. For 2020, e-commerce income transaction was recorded at 896.4 billion ringgit Malaysia based on a total of 4 quarters. 4 quarters. In 2021, the revenue has further increased to 1,091.4 billion ringgit Malaysia. Importance of digital economy, digital technology is evidenced with the upward trends show in ICT usage by Malaysian establishments and individuals. In 2019, 86.2% of establishment use computers, while 85.2% used internet. Wilayah Persekutuan Putrajaya had the highest percentage of computer and internet use, with both recorded 99.9%. Well, Putrajaya is within the corridor, multimedia super corridor. So it is only natural that we have the highest percentage of computer and internet users. In 2020, percentage of individuals using the computer was 80%, and the internet was 89.6%. And again, Putrajaya registered the highest percentage of the individual computer internet usage with 99.9%. I wonder where the 0.1% goes to, and 99.7% respectively. So it's still within that area. So next slide. I try to be quick because running short of time. Right. Okay. Based on the survey conducted by PwC, 63% agree that 4IR provide protection to business during COVID-19. It gives an impact to business productivity and talent search. So if you see here, 81% agree 4IR increases the value of products and services. 79% agree 4IR improves the customer experience, and 72% agree 4IR increase customer loyalty. Right? Okay. So the digitalization initiatives, next slide, are being conducted by our various platforms here. So you have this online onboarding coaching program or eBot by InScan. We have pemasaran online tekun. We have micro connector program BISMI, SME Corp and Gorunku. There's also Angsana Virtual Mall by UDA, and these various initiatives that we have. So not forgetting, I would like to promote my mall. You see here the logo here at the top here. I would like to promote that because this is an initiative by the ministry. Next slide. So this is my mall. It is a platform for digital entrepreneurs, and I would like to share with you a video on this. It's in Malay, but I'm sure you can understand. Okay, that it is a platform that provides a one-stop digital platform for local businesses. I'm going to promote this. Who knows? You may be interested in this. At the end of the show, I hope you are more interested in this and want to join us on this. Okay, let's play the video. Right. All right. Thank you very much. So what we're trying to say is that My Mall is a platform whereby you can sell or you can buy from this My Mall. There's also a training program that being put together in this platform, so that those who are interested to become a digital entrepreneur would be able to learn how to better themselves, how to promote their products online, and so that they are better prepared on how to prepare the products, how to prepare the stocks, how to market their products. So this platform is a bigger platform than the usual platform that you find like Shopee or Lazada and all that. It is actually that version of that, but it's a local version. But we are including the training elements also inside here. We do not want you to get lost in between. So we want you to survive in this business and become a good entrepreneur and a champion in your own area. So we want to help you on this. So join My Mall if you're interested after this. I'm hoping that this My Mall is one day will become the local Shopee of Malaysia, the local Lazada of Malaysia, so that you're all are together in this new way of business. It's time for all of us to actually move into online businesses. We never know what's going to happen in the future, because things just drop like that. We don't know how. We have to be prepared. So these are one of the things that we have to be ready and learn now. Now's the time. Learn now. Don't wait any longer. Okay. So I think I'm at the end of my presentation. So I will conclude in the next slide. My last slide. Yes. So yeah. Okay. My conclusion is here. So MSMEs are the game changer of Malaysia's future economic growth and position in the global supply chain. Yeah. As such, the enculturation of Malaysia's society with entrepreneurial mindset and values is critical to elevate Malaysia to a full-fledged entrepreneurial nation by 2030. And COVID-19 pandemic has accelerated the adaptation of technology and digitalization among MSMEs toward more resilience, sustainable, inclusive, and progressive economy driven by knowledge and innovation. So this is the conclusion. So that is all from me. And if there are any questions, I'm open to answer here. If not, you can always email to me, suryani@kuscop.gov.my. Suryani, SURIANI. Yeah. So thank you very much, everyone, for paying attention to my presentation. I hope it is beneficial and is useful to all of you. That is all. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Alright, thank you so much, Dato'. Semuanya ada di sini at My Mall. So I think it's a good platform to the entrepreneur, especially to the Gen Z and also the Alpha, isn't it? Alpha generation. We have a few questions from the audience. Okay, the first question is come from Professor Dr. Muhammad Hassan Muhammad Osman. He said that, thank you for your sharing session. It's very good. Okay, the info is very important. Okay. For us in the university to assist in having the right focus on entrepreneurship education. So the current trend among the Gen Z and Alpha generation is becoming gigster owing to the existing digital economy. So the question is, what is the government initiative in assisting such entrepreneurs?
Right. Thank you, Professor Mahasan. Are you asking about the gig economy? Gigster. You're asking about Gigster.
Gigster.
Gig- right. Okay. For Gigster, it is being provided for by the Ministry of Finance. They have some dana to help the gig economy business, because this gig economy is something new, and is something that the government is actually looking at. For our ministry, we do not have the gig economy gigster yet to help, but there are other agencies within the government structure that provides some kind of assistance to gigs gig economy sector, but not under Ministry of Entrepreneurial Development. I hope I can help you in the future, Prof Muhammad Hassan. Perhaps I can connect with you to the right agency if you need further information. Because if this is not under me, then I would have lesser information. What I know is that MOF does have some this in budget.
All right, Dato. There's another question from Dr. Shafahmi. Okay, as we know and you mentioned, there is a lot of initiative that government given to entrepreneur, but it seems like one of program initiative only. Can you share what are the program that focus on student development in the long term?
Very interesting. Yes, thank you, Dr. Shah. Okay, student development. We had a conversation with the Ministry of Finance. Yeah, when you say one-off program, for example, if a grant or rather a loan given by SME Bank, for example, we don't just give you one-off. We give you the loans, we give you the money, but there are always element of training which attach along with the loan, because we do not want you to get lost in between. So we give you the money and then you don't know how to manage your business. That's not good, because the money that we give to you, we loan to you, must be beneficial to you. You must be able to use up the money correctly and efficiently. So the things that we provide for are usually being monitored. For example, Tekun National, when we give you the loan, we don't just give you lump like that. We make sure that you spend it correctly, you spend it efficiently, and according to the required mechanisms that we will set up for you. And then there is also Institute Keusahawanan Nasional. I mentioned just now, one of our agencies. For those who are interested in becoming entrepreneur, they can join the programs in the website. We mentioned it in the website, so they can join in the courses that are being provided for. And we don't just teach you. Then we have coaches to help you to understand the industry better. The coaches will bring the participants to the location, to the premise, to have a real look at what the industry is doing. So these coaches, they help you. They hold your hands until you finish the course and after that course. So we don't leave you alone. We don't let you just flow away like that. We want to make sure that you benefit throughout the journey of you becoming an entrepreneur. Yeah. So for student, we have good news, because we applied to Ministry of Finance for a certain amount of money to help siswaza who are interested to become entrepreneurs. Yeah. So this program is called PUSH, Program Usahawan Siswaza, PUSH. So we got some money from MOF. We would like to thank Ministry of Finance so much, because we're able to implement this by next year. So PUSH is a program whereby we will get the siswaza to come on board. We will provide you with training. Yeah, we want to make sure that you are ready in the entrepreneur world. It's not an easy place to be in, so we want you to be ready. Siswaza must be ready to become entrepreneurs, so they won't get lost, so that they know how to manage their income properly, so that they know how to take care of their stocks, how to calculate stock intake, how to calculate your financial to relate it with your human capital, your human resources, okay, and do the R&D and so. So at the end of the course, we will give you a grant of between 10,000 ringgit to 15,000 ringgit. It's a grant. I'm giving you the money to start the business. So see, we can't give you so much because we only have a certain amount of money so that we can share with more people. But if you need more money for your capital, you can always go to Tekun, to our agencies. Yeah, you can always go to Tekun. You can always go to SME Corp. You can always go to SME Bank and other agencies under our ministry to get more money for your capital. So this program will begin next year. In January, hopefully we are able to implement this. So I hope a lot of Siswaza will join on board because we want this to happen. This is a new program. We have not done this before because we want Siswaza to be not job seekers. Once they finish their studying, they are ready to become entrepreneur. Okay, so these are the things that we do to help Siswaza become usahawan, entrepreneurs. Okay, Dr. Shah,
All right,
I
Dato'.
hope I answer your question.
All right, Dato'. Very good. I think that young entrepreneurs should grab, especially among Siswa and Siswi, grab the opportunity. Especially you can get grant, isn't it? And also the push program from the government itself. Okay, and then we also have another question from Dr. Ahmad Ridwan. Okay, Assalamualaikum, Dato'. The digital economy has the huge potential to contribute to the national entrepreneurship agenda, but it also can create a job losses issue. So how this issue can be addressed at the ministry level?
Yes, thank you, Doctor. Okay, can you not make the question disappear? So I can always
Okay,
can you remain the question on the screen? Yeah. Waalaikumsalam, Doctor. So huge potential to contribute to the national entrepreneurship, but it also can create job losses. Yes, it's true. We can see a lot of job losses. There are increment in that. But you must also you have to also see that Perkeso has also launched their own campaign whereby they create a lot of jobs at the same time. But of course, the catching up is a little bit tricky on that side. That's why we are preparing them. We are preparing those who lost their jobs to become entrepreneur. That is where we come in. So we are preparing all this. We have all the platforms that we can provide you through our agencies, providing them with this opportunity. If you lose your job, find your own income through entrepreneur. So that's where we it is true there are a lot of people who may have lost their jobs, and also because we don't need too many human capitals, right, in their organizations, because they can already do that online, right? So it's true. So that's why these people, we want them to come on board and become entrepreneurs. That's where we come in. But at the same time, there are so many scenarios that we can look at. There are also at the same time not enough labor force in certain sector. So there are two sides of the coins that we can look at. There are actually job opportunities, but it is not being grabbed by our locals. They do not want to take up these jobs for some reasons. They are not probably they're not interested in that job sector, or many other reasons also. But that's it. That's how we come in. We prepare you to become an entrepreneur so that you don't become a job seeker. So that's how you can come to us. We will open up these opportunities through the agencies that will provide you with a lot of information and a lot of dana there, loans if you may, and we will teach you how to become the entrepreneurs. Okay.
All right, Dato'. I think due to we don't have any much time, so I think we come to the end of the sharing session. But in conclusion, I would say that the MSMSE is the backbone of the Malaysian economy, and a lot of initiative program provided by economy, a lot of a grant that implement the next year, and everyone should grab the opportunity. And I think this topic is very interesting, and I will say that interesting topic, and hopefully this fruitful sharing session will be beneficial for everyone, Dato. So and also, Dato, thank you so much. Hopefully we will have a collaboration next year, maybe, inshallah. Okay, Dato.
Inshallah. Okay,
Allah, inshallah.
that'll be wonderful.
All right. Thank you so much, Dato. And not to forget all the audience, thank you for joining us today. And please stay with us for the next sharing session with Tuan Haji Norizan Sharif, CEO, InCEBT International LLC. And I will pass the next moderator to the Associate Professor Dr. Zulkifli Muhtar. Thank you so much, Dato. Thank you, audience, to join us today. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Right. Okay. Thank you very much, my colleague Dr. Zamino, for inviting me or for alluring me for that very good session with Datuk Seri Secretary General of KUSKOP just now. Again, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbi shrahli sadri wa yassirli amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. Very good morning. Salam sejahtera kepada semua hadirin yang mengikuti sesi pada pagi ini. First of all, I would like to welcome you again to the 10th International Conference on Entrepreneurship, Business and Technology, InCEBT, organized by Faculty of Entrepreneurship and Business, UMK. I'm hoping that all of you are in a good health and a good spirit this morning, despite in the local scene we have the penamaan calon for our general election, 15 general election. So first of all, I would like to introduce myself. As introduced by my colleague just now, my name is Zulkifli bin Muhtar. At the moment, I'm the lecturer in Faculty of Entrepreneurship and Business, and at the same time, I'm the director of Institute of Small Medium Enterprises, ISME UMK. And for your information, ISME is a unit under Entrepreneurship Center of UMK, or known as UMK Entrepreneurship Institute. And in ISME, we focus on training and consultancy for entrepreneurship development. Now, ladies and gentlemen, izinkan saya memperkenalkan Tuan Haji Norizan Sharif, our keynote speaker for today. If I'm not mistaken, Tuan Haji is originally from Kok Diang, Kedah. I think he will explain it to you about the background of his. And when think about this Kok Diang to New Jersey, later on I will explain a bit more. It's some sort like a film title. Could be from Kok Diang to New Jersey. And sort of the same title of a film in the mid-1990s. From Jumapuh to Manchester or Manchester. So it's quite interesting to know. Tuan Haji is from Kok Diang, and now he is in New Jersey, United States of America. I got a chance to, what we call it, to do a bit of searching for digital footprint of Tuan Haji Norizan. Okay, he's appearing in the screen, Tuan Haji. Welcome to the session. And if you look at the digital print of Tuan Haji, we can see the Twitter ID of Nobisha is quite famous, always do the sharing and also inspiring words for entrepreneurs. And he is not what we call it, is not particularly foreign to entrepreneurship development in Malaysia, because he was a senior director in unit Peneraju Agenda Bumi Putra Teraju and executive director Institut Keusahanan Negara in SCAN. And now he is the CEO of InCEBT International LLC based in New Jersey, America, United States of America. Jadi untuk makluman hadirin semua, Tuan Haji ni bersiaran langsung daripada New Jersey, Amerika. Kalau kita tengok, dia adalah satu kawasan dalam 200 km ke selatan New York kalau tak silap Tuan Haji. Dan lebih kurang 1 jam perjalanan lah kan, daripada Philadelphia. Saya pun ada jugalah buat searching Tuan Haji. Kalau hadirin yang seangkatan dengan saya ni, Philadelphia ni adalah bandar di mana aktor Will Smith berasal lah. Jadi Philadelphia ni adalah salah satu negeri yang ni, dan Tuan Haji is not far away from Philadelphia and not far away from New York. And I believe that Tuan Haji will focus the sharing of today's sharing with the title of Entrepreneurship in a Flat World, Leveraging on Digital Transformation to Broaden Global Market Reach. A mouthful, orang kata, a mouthful title. Dan I believe that he will deliver a very meaningful sharing with us. And skop perbincangan Tuan Haji pada hari ini akan beri tumpuan kepada 4 perkara utama. The first one is to penerokaan pasaran global, global market exploration. Yang kedua adalah peluang yang tersedia di pasaran global. Yang ketiga, halangan ataupun barriers untuk usahawan Malaysia bergerak ke pasaran global. Dan last but not least is transformasi digital, digital transformation untuk SME. Sebelum itu saya juga ingin mengalu-alukan our colleagues from all over the world, especially our partners in Indonesia. Tuan Haji, we have good partners in Indonesia, in Surabaya, Narotama University, University Islam Malang in Surabaya, and also we do have a University Padjadjaran from North Sumatra. So I think they are listening to us, and perhaps they also can benefit from your sharing. The format for today's sharing is like this, ladies and gentlemen. Tuan Haji will do the sharing, introductory sharing for about 10 minutes, for about 10 to 15 minutes or so. And then after that, I will look for your questions, from your questions addressed to Tuan Haji. So di sini saya ingin menjemput dan mempersilakanlah semua hadirin yang ada dalam sesi pada pagi ini untuk kita sama-sama mengajukan soalan kepada Tuan Haji. Then I believe your questions not only benefit yourself but also benefit us in this session. And then reaching ataupun menghampiri 11.45 jam pagi ini, kita akan memberi peluang pada Tuan Haji Norizan untuk menyampaikan kesimpulan, rumusan dan kata-kata azimat untuk kita semua. For that, hadirin semua, sit back, relax and enjoy this talk. Dan dengan hormatnya saya persilakan Tuan Haji Norizan Sharif. Tuan Haji, the floor is yours. Silakan Tuan Haji.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Zul. I was listening to Dato' Surani just now. It's very interesting, very good talk. And I believe that not only the students, but also entrepreneurs out there can benefit from her sharing just now. Very knowledgeable person, and I'm sure that all of us can benefit from her talk just now, inshallah. Now, what I would like to share, if possible, I give you the slide already. Okay, yeah, here we get the slide. So the title of my presentation basically is going to be Entrepreneurship in a Flat World, Leveraging on Digital Transformation to Broaden Global Market Reach. Yeah. So, well, it sounds a bit academic, because I don't want to sound it like this is something very difficult, this is a very heavy topic or something like that, So what I'm trying to do basically is to share with you that the world has changed. And for those who have read this book has been published for quite some time. As a matter of fact, it was published at the beginning of the internet age, The writer is Thomas Friedman. He was a journalist. I'm not quite sure whether he's still a journalist, but at the time he wrote this book, he was a journalist. Thomas Friedman basically is journalist at the New York Times. And in his book, The World is Flat, he talked about not the way how we see and we use internet today. What he wrote basically is that he was talking about Bangalore, India, that a lot of works are outsourced to IT experts in Bangalore, India. And the way how he put it is that you can run any business from anywhere. And you don't have to be in New York, you don't have to be in California, you don't have to be in Florida, in Miami, in Houston. You can be anywhere, including in Bangalore, India, to run a business in the States or to provide some services in the States. That was the essence, of what he wrote at that time. But of course, next slide, please. Over the years, we see that there is what we use the term digital transformation, or rather, it is an explosion of digital transformation. What happened basically, internet has changed beyond what we think it is going to be. As a matter of fact, if you ask people like Mark Zuckerberg, for example, he didn't envision Facebook to be what it is today. And I think this is very important because the whole things have been changed. Semua dah berubah. And what we can see right now is that because of this digital transformation, the world is already flat. Basically is that, all businesses can compete equally. So that's why I think it's very important when we talk about this subject, I don't want to confine it into local marketplaces. I think you are wrong if you start to talk about digital marketplaces. If you're talking about platforms, you confine it into the few in Malaysia. Because in Malaysia, we have only 32 million population, which is a very small population. There are so many people in Asia, for example. You should venture into this. In Australia, you go to Europe. And Amazon, for example, if I'm not mistaken, it has like berbelas marketplaces that you can venture, including the one in Singapore. Then why confine yourself to the few marketplaces in Malaysia? So that's what I'm trying to say now. Now everyone can sell. Kesilapan kita yang paling besar ialah kita membataskan diri kita masuk dalam tempurung. Selepas itu kita dia macam orang pergi masuk dalam kotak, lepas tu bercakap nak berfikir di luar kotak. It's not going to work. So jadi I think when we talk about digital transformation, I'm talking about the world. I'm not talking about just competing dalam negara saja. I think this is very, very important. If, let's say, for example, you don't get it right from the beginning, I think the whole discourse, it is going to be, I'm sorry to say, tak bermanfaat lah. Ya? Itu dalam bahasa yang diplomatik lah. Ya? Next. Now, there is a term that many people use, multinationals. Yeah. Previously, we have what we call is multinational corporations. Apple, Google, HP. These are what we call multinational corporations. These are the the big ones. Only those with some money, with some people. These are the people yang boleh sell all over the world. But nowadays, wujud apa yang kita sebutkan sebagai micro multinational. Who are the micro multinationals? Basically, these are individual and small businesses. These are individual and small businesses that selling all over the world. They sell across the boundaries. They don't confine themselves in a particular territory. You know why? Because of low barriers. You can start online business with 500 ringgit or 1,000 ringgit or 2,000 ringgit. And you can sell in Amazon, you can sell in eBay, you can sell in Walmart marketplace. Why do you want to confine yourself selling in a very limited marketplace? It's excellent infrastructures. Alhamdulillah, in Malaysia, I mean, despite some shortcomings and things like that, overall, I think we have excellent infrastructures. Our people can speak English. Well, fine, salah-salah sikit tu biasalah ya. We have good internet access. I think internet penetration in Malaysia also is quite high. Last statistic, I can remember that it's been a while already, it's about 80% or something like that, which I think is very good. And all over the world, you can go search on the internet and things like that. The rules and regulations are transparent. Kalau kita nak masuk, if you want to enter the States, if you want to send a product to the States, let's say for example, you want to sell something, what we call this, anything, cosmetic, soap, you want to sell food, you want to sell art and craft, you just go online and search. You can get all the, what we call this, regulatory requirements easily without much problem. So the rules and regulations are transparent and everyone can come in and, search for that information. It is something that doesn't belong to the multinational anymore. And of course, the most important thing is open access marketplace. I mean, do you know that you are, even though in your Kota Baru or in Gering, in Keningau, it doesn't matter. You can sell in Amazon in North America, United States and Canada. You can sell in Amazon in Mexico. You can sell in Amazon in UK. You can sell in Amazon in Australia, for example. It is open, So because of that, we see a lot of young Malaysians especially that are selling on Amazon North America, which I think is very good. I know quite a number of them and they are doing very well. Of course, some of them are struggling because of whatever reasons, but they are selling. And we need to have more Malaysians to come in and start doing this kind of businesses, break the barriers, go and sell across the boundaries. Next. Now, when you talk about this digital transformation, the new way of doing business, I'm a bit bothered, when people, whenever you talk about businesses, and some people will say, oh, saya tak ada produk, saya tak tahu nak buat produk. Come on. I mean, first of all, I think it's a wrong way of thinking. If you start to talk about the products, that's not the way to approach online selling. That's not the way how you do things, This is totally wrong approach. As a matter of fact, if you ask me, given a choice, I would rather have someone that doesn't have a product and come talk to me, Norizan, I want to sell on Amazon. What should I sell? I think that should be much easier rather than kata saya buat kek, macam mana saya nak jual kek kat Amazon. I think it's going to be very, very tough if you have the products. Now, why? Because I think number one, the most important thing is that you have to use artificial intelligence. You can do the market intelligence, you can do so many things. You can search, you can see what are the products that have a very high, it's very competitive, it's low competition, so many things. You can search and it can come up with categories that you want to go in. And then you zoom down on the products. These are the products that most likely to be successful. I think this is very, very important. I think kalau kita ambil approach, saya ada produk ni lah juga saya nak jual, kita akan mati. If you approach dalam what we call this international ataupun places like Amazon, eBay, Walmart, this is not the way how you should approach. So number one, the most important thing, if we have to use artificial intelligence. There's so many tools that can be used. I mean, if you give me, let's say, for example, the name of the products, I can tell you who are the market leaders. What are the sales? What are the range of sales? When is the best time for you to sell? This is something that can be learned, and this is what we are doing here to educate Malaysians on this artificial intelligence in regard of selling in Amazon and these kind of places. Inshallah, along the way, I hope that we can continue working with University of Malaysia Kelantan to share some of the information with the students and also the lecturers. Now, once you gather this information, then you move into supply chain. You talk about how to secure a product. I met someone yesterday and I wrote in my Facebook, as a matter of fact, in the States, there are many entrepreneurs that produce their own product without a single staff, without a single employee. You outsource everything. You know, I mean, you just focus on marketing, you just focus on building the businesses. There is no need for you to have the baggage, you know, to have so many people with you, you know. You study the what we call this, the co-packers, who can do the private label, who can do the contract manufacturing, who can help you to develop the research, talk about the transportation. You know, these are the things, logistics, you know, these are the issues that need to be addressed, you know. Number 3, of course, you need to master search engine optimization, SEO. You know, that's why I said, I mean, influencer. And oh yeah, we talk about advertising. Advertising is important, but advertising is not everything. If you just focus on advertising, you're going to spend a lot of money and you're going to burn a lot of money on the e-commerce platform. And finally, is affiliates marketing. So because of this, the world is flat. Meaning that whether you are an Apple, you are Apple company, or you are Samsung, you are HP, or you are just ABC, Sendirian Berhad, the world is flat. As long as you can master all these 6, 7 items that I mentioned just now, you know, you are going to survive in the e-commerce platform. I think this is very important. So I want to discard the idea that, oh, I'm small, saya duduk di kampung, saya kecil, saya tak boleh buat. Ini semua alasan. You're not going to take you anywhere. You know, I mean, as I already mentioned, the world is flat. Dunia sudah mendatar. Kecil, besar, tak ada beza. Of course, big corporations, dia punya advantages is that they have resources. Dia ada duit. Of course. Itu saja kelebihan dia. Other than that, the moment you masuk dalam Amazon, you company A, B, C, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how big you are. You know, if you are good with search engine SEO, you good with the keywords, you good with the way how you optimize your page. Yeah, you are the brand store, you are the A+ content, and your A+ content is designed very well. Inshallah, you are going to survive. So I think this is very, very important. That's why I said the world is already flat. Siapa saja yang ada benda ni, you are going to survive. I think this is what I want to impress upon you this morning, inshallah. Next. Now, why I keep talking about US marketplace? You know, I mean, fine. Of course, first of all, because I live here. Okay, I studied here. I got my degree here. And I mean, that's very, pretty much very emotional to me. And as Dr. Zul mentioned just now, he's talking about Jemapo to Manchester. I mentioned the other day, dari Kodiang ke New York, DKNY. I think it's more like, you know, dari DKNJ kan. So now, on a serious note, what I'm trying to say is that, you see, US, it has 320 million population, which is about 10 times nation market. And 230 million are online shoppers. You see, 253 juta adalah merupakan online shoppers. Now, interestingly, 163 million are Prime members. What does it mean? What does these statistics mean? It means that 163 daripada 320 million population ataupun 163 daripada 230 million online shoppers paid to Amazon every year $139 so that they can get free shipping. So if someone paid Amazon that much, it means that these people are serious shoppers on Amazon. 163 million. So just for those of you who are not familiar with Amazon, if you are Prime members, You beli apa pun, sama ada sehari delivery, the same day delivery, 2 hari delivery, 7 hari delivery, 1 hari delivery, you pay zero. It is free. You beli benda RM2 pun, it is free. You beli benda 200 pun, it is free. You see, kita ada 163 juta dekat situ. So sebab itu saya katakan, I think US marketplace, as far as Amazon is concerned, it is the largest marketplace. Daripada kesemua marketplaces in UK, in Europe, in Singapore, in India, in China, in Amazon is the US marketplace is the largest marketplace. 163 million prime members. And of course, household income is about 71,000. Dan 92% kita ada internet penetration in US. And as I speak to you, my internet speed is 120. I don't know what is you can check your internet speed, but mine is 120. It's very, very fast. The US FCC, kita punya Suruhanjaya Komunikasi, define internet broadband, dia punya kelajuan itu is about 25. So this is 5 times of that. Yeah, this is what I'm having right now, as I'm talking to you right now, And another one is efficient supply chain, meaning that saya tak tahu kerana saya dah tinggal Malaysia about 5 years. Tapi kalau dekat sini, basically, bila kita buat tracking ini, kalau kita buat tracking, kita even boleh track kereta tu berjalan di mana. Berapa lama lagi dia punya stop akan sampai dekat tempat kita. It's very efficient supply chain. So jadi because of this, saya rasa kan, I think Malaysians should take advantage. Malaysians should take the opportunity. We have all the skills. I believe that Kementerian Pengajian Tinggi, Kementerian Keusahawanan, there are so many agencies that Datuk Surani mentioned just now, I mean, educating, training our entrepreneurs, and I believe that our entrepreneurs are ready for this. Cuma kadang-kadang dia tak berani saja. I think this is what, I hope UMK and other agencies dapat menanamkan keberanian ini untuk venture across daripada sempadan Malaysia itu. Next. Now, between Malaysia and United States, basically tadi Dr. Zul sebutkan, between Malaysia and United States, basically is at 16,000 kilometers, 24 jam, 18 jam flight between Malaysia and United States. So end to end, kalau tengok tadi tu, sekarang dekat Malaysia 11:11 pagi, saya 11:11 malam. So basically gap adalah 12 jam yang dipisahkan kita itu. It's very long, distance. I understand all the challenges and everything, but I don't want that students especially start to say lah, tak boleh lah, susah lah, payah lah, tak erti lah. Ini semua benda-benda yang kita kena buang. I think this is something that we need to remove daripada kehidupan kita kalau kita nak jadi entrepreneurs, especially in a flat world macam sekarang. Next. Okay. So I came here in 2018 and I set up InCEBT International. The way how I define it, very simple. We are a learning factory. We learn business by doing business. And because of that, we have nut harvest. Nut harvest ni kalau tanya macam mana nama nut tu, is a harvest lah kan. Nut ni nature's harvest. Saya orang Kok Diang, Dr. Zul kata tadi. So nut ni nut Kok Diang lah. Jadi nut harvest So nature's harvest. Dan apa yang kita lakukan dengan nut harvest ini, kita adalah brand owner. Kita connecting Malaysian products to the American consumers. Dan banyak produk kita kalau macam ini yang tuan-tuan dan puan-puan boleh tengok ini, 100% plant-based sweetener. This basically sugar cubes. Orang Sarawak panggil gula apung. So we sell this on the internet. Now, this is what Nut Harvest is. So we have a brand here dekat sini. Now, yang kedua yang kita lakukan ialah we provide services, consulting and providing fulfillment services. Kita ada yang kita panggil GoMax. Saya sekarang di di warehouse malam ini. Ada small office dekat sini. Basically we do North America market exploration for Malaysian companies yang nak masuk US. Dan produk baru yang kita bawa masuk ke US ialah This is POPs Melaya. Yeah, for those yang familiar dengan POPs Melaya, basically is a freezer POPs, yeah, yang kita dah bawa masuk ke pasaran Amerika Syarikat. Yeah. Kita ada fulfillment services yang kita buat. Dan yang ketiga, kita ada sekolah bisnes. Yeah. So this is sekolah bisnes ni is a learning yang kita nak, as mentioned tadi, if you want to learn about how to sell on Amazon, how do you want to sell on Walmart, what are the regulatory requirements, what do this, what do I need to come to the States. So I'm going to use sekolah bisnes ini untuk berkongsi ilmu dengan dengan tuan-tuan dan perempuan semua. Next slide please. I try to wrap up in 5 minutes so that we can have a Q&A. Saya tak ada kata-kata hikmat, kata-kata apa Dr. Zul. So jadi terus tanya soalan je. Just want to share with you a bit. This is what we do. So far we are working with a few Malaysian companies. Sofia Taha Holding. Ini produk Sarawak Papers yang kita work dengan Sofia Taha Holding. Dan SPL Food Industries, kita keluarkan gula apung ini. Dan we work with Bayu Gagah Marketing. This is Stingless Bihani, orang kata madu kelulut. And we work dengan POPs Melaya, yeah. Dan dengan Afi Hanif kita keluarkan produk serai wangi, yeah, untuk pasaran US. Jadi apa yang kita buat basically is that we connect this company to North America marketplace. So we put it on Amazon, Walmart marketplace, ArangeMe, Fair dan Shopify di US. So jadi alhamdulillah, nothing to shout yet. I have to be very honest with you, but we are moving in the right direction. Dan alhamdulillah, please make doa for us so that we can grow bigger lah, insyaAllah. Next. Now, this is where we are located. We are located in Hillsboro, New Jersey. Just untuk makluman Dr. Zul tadi, kita sebenarnya dengan New York City basically is about 1 hour drive. Kalau dengan Philadelphia is about 1 hour juga. Washington DC is about 3 hours. We are close to Princeton University, which is basically 30 minutes from here. So this is where we are located. Then warehouse kita, just a small warehouse, nothing to shout as I mentioned, but this is a start. So next slide please. Jadi apa yang usahawan kita lakukan daripada Malaysia ini, mereka hantar produk kita. These are the products yang sampai dengan kontainer kepada kita. So we store in our warehouse, and from here kita manage distribution untuk pergi ke Amazon, kita pergi ke Walmart Marketplace and other marketplaces. So jadi I think this is what we have been doing. Kalau Dr. Zul kata orang Kok Diang, so kalau orang Kok Diang pun boleh buat, saya rasa orang Shah Alam lagilah boleh buat. Ya, orang Kuala Lumpur lagilah boleh buat. Ya. Kalau anak petani yang tak boleh bahasa Inggeris pun boleh buat, saya percaya kalau anak orang yang lagi hebat, ya, di Lembah Kelang, saya yakin dia lagilah boleh buat. So jadi I think that's why I keep saying Kok Diang, Kok Diang, Kok Diang, because I want to tell people that this is something yang bukan out of reach, bukan satu benda yang tak boleh buat. Semua orang boleh buat. If you want to do it, you can do it, insyaAllah. Next slide, please. Now, where are we right now actually? As far as Stingless Bihani, alhamdulillah, dalam HS code yang kita hantar, kita check, Mafi check for us. Kita punya export to the US, atau we import rather, because we are US company. We import about 72% of total Malaysian honey exported to the United States in 2021. And kita import 12% from total black peppers yang exported to the United States in 2021. Cuma gula we are quite small, it's about 2%. So I think we are moving into the right direction. Of course, a lot needs to be done. We need your doa, we need your support. And I'm very happy to mention that apa yang saya buat ini alhamdulillah dapat support daripada banyak agensi kerajaan. Saya boleh sebutkan daripada University Sains Malaysia, bahagian jaringan industri dan masyarakat. I think that helps us to develop the products. Daripada Teraju support us. Mafi, Ministry of Agriculture, industri makanan. I think they help us very much. Matrade also have been helping us very, very much. And of course, we have collaboration with other agencies, MARA and few other agencies. Mereka semua ini adalah merupakan sokongan-sokongan yang saya perlukan. Dan the most important thing, I need your doa and I need your participation, insyaAllah. Dan I hope that, more nations will come forward and start to leverage or start to take advantage of the flat world. You can become multinational. You can sell all over the world. Don't confine yourself to our boundaries. And I believe that we can do it if you want to do it, inshallah. So I think that's all, Dr. Zul. I think if you don't mind, we have about 20 minutes. And if there are questions, I'll be very happy to answer some of these questions, inshallah, Dr. Zul.
All right. Cool. Okay, thank you very much, Tuan Haji. Spot on and very meaningful and full of information about your journey and also what you've been doing in the States right now. And I believe we learned a lot from your experience. But we are now trying to poke you a bit. Cuba cucuk sikit Tuan Haji dengan soalan-soalan supaya kita lebih tahu lanjut mengenai perkara ini. Jadi saya ada tertarik dengan satu soalan daripada sidang pendengar kita, Puan Siti Zalina. Puan Siti Zalina, soalannya berbunyi macam ni Tuan Haji. Bagaimana cara untuk kita mendapatkan kepercayaan dan keyakinan daripada pembeli luar? Okay, yang tu yang pertama. Yang kedua, ni soalan daripada saya lah, extension daripada soalan tersebut. Kita rasa juga kita nak tahu macam mana kita nak dapat kepercayaan daripada supplier. So both ends, daripada pembeli and also from our supplier. Because somehow in digital world ni we are far ahead, far away from them. Dia tak bersama kita lah. Silakan Tuan Haji.
No, I think as far as suppliers is concerned, I think tak ada isu sangat pun. Ada duit, okay je. Kan? Supplier is not so much ada issue. No, I mean, let's put it this way, Doctor. Kita tengok, I mean, Airbus for example, they do the sourcing from all over the world. Kan? Not everything dia buat di France. So nowadays, kita tak boleh fikir, kita lah nak tumbuk tepung, kita lah nak pergi masak tepung, kita lah nak pergi bungkus, kita lah nak pergi jual. No, that's not what entrepreneurship is all about. Dan kalau ada orang mengajar into entrepreneurship, I just want to be very blunt, it's wrong. That's not the way how you know. I mean, being an entrepreneur, you are building a business. You're not building a product, kan? So jadi yes, soalan doktor tadi relevan. Macam mana nak dapat keyakinan supplier? I think be a good client, kan? Of course, saya gurau cakap duit, memang kena ada duit pun. Tetapi the most important thing, you pay on time, jangan tunggu orang kejar kita. I mean, that one is very basic. Saya rasa itu semua orang boleh faham. Cumanya, apabila kita tanya soalan macam mana nak mendapatkan keyakinan pembeli, which I think is very, very important. I give very simple example. Okay, ini itulah bila dia hijau dekat belakang, dia tak nampak. Okay, tak apalah. Ini kan, kat Malaysia ni panggil gula apung. Orang Semenanjung tak makan gula apung ni. Baru sehari dua ini baru kita nak kenal apa dia gula apung. Sebelum ni orang tak makan gula apung. Ya, kita biasa gula Melaka kan. Orang kata gula geret ya. Gula apung ni tak makan, betul. Now, this gula apung is a gula apung. Tapi bila datang kat sini, kita brand it, kita position it as 100% plant-based sweetener. Saya mula-mula dia orang tanya dulu boleh jual gula apung tak? Saya pening kepada dia fikir macam mana how I'm going to sell this gula apung. Masalah doesn't know. I mean, one of the biggest mistake doktor yang I buat dekat sini ialah mula-mula datang dulu, kita ingat sudah masalah ni tak faham gula apung. Forget about masalah, lupakanlah masalah ni. Kita pergi cari orang Indonesia. In Indonesia, they call that gula Jawa. Kan? Dan kita pergilah kedai Indonesia dan kedai Indonesia kata, ya, gula Jawa bagus, tapi kita hanya boleh, kita nak jual di kedai kita $3. Saya kata kalau $3, kapal pun tak lepas. So kita tak apa, lupakan Indonesian, sorry ya our friends, Indonesian friends dekat sana. So kita kata okey, kita pergi kat kedai India pula. Kan? Dan kedai India dia kata ya, kita pun ada macam ni, nama dia Jaggery. So dia jual Jaggery. Jaggery berapa? Jaggery $3.50. Kita kata kalau macam ni, duit botol pun tak lepas, duit kapal pun tak lepas. Kalau itu harganya. So after a while, kita decided, forget about this kedai, we go direct to consumer, use direct to consumer channels, and we sell this $9.99. This is our products yang Alhamdulillah, it's gaining ground, gaining traction. Get a lot of quite positive market and very receptive penerimaan pasaran terhadap produk sini. Then what I'm trying to answer the question basically is that you need to speak in the language that these people are looking for. Di US sebagai contoh, you need USDA organic, you need non-GMO. So these are the things I have been telling many government agencies to focus sebenarnya ini. Tapi kita kat Malaysia halal. Everybody is talking about halal. Halal is important. I'm not saying that halal is not important. Tetapi we should go beyond that if we want to go international, Doctor.
Yeah. Terima kasih Tuan Haji for that insight information. Kalau tadi kita tengok yang Tuan Haji sebut mengenai kepercayaan itu, the relationship between market positioning is very important to get trust from the customers, and also go beyond what we call it normal certification, not only halal but also get more information about the local language that they are prefer to use to what we call it to refer the product. Yang ni yang saya rasa ada yang disebut oleh Profesor Kathleen Eisenhardt. Dia kata bila bercakap mengenai produk ni biar senang orang ingat, jadi cognitive reference yang mudah untuk kita kenal pasti. Okey, mari kita lagi Tuan Haji, kita tengok soalan yang ada dalam chat room ni. Ramai yang dah berminat dengan sesi ni. Thank you very much ladies and gentlemen for dropping your questions. Okey, ni daripada rakan saya Dr. Nur Raihani bertanya mengenai digital transformation. I think she asked about digital transformation. How do you see the hindrance or the blockage of this transformation amongst perhaps our local entrepreneurs, especially in Malaysia or even in Nusantara, including Indonesia and Philippines? Haji, silakan.
Okay, if you want me to be very blunt, I would say that the stumbling blocks are not entrepreneurs. I think our entrepreneurs are ready. I think our politicians, our political leaders, they are sending wrong messages to the entrepreneurs. Again, I have no objection to the grants. I have no objection to the government funding. Okay, I benefit part of it daripada situ. And when I was working before dulu pun, I disbursed some of the government grant, which I think is very, very important. Tapi don't propagate, and please don't use this as a political tools to gain support. Because at the end of the day, you are not doing good for the entrepreneurs. You are not doing good for the people. I mean, what is entrepreneurship is all about? Entrepreneurship is about solving problems. Entrepreneurship is about giving answers. Entrepreneurship is about being resilient. Entrepreneurship means, you are a person. Tapi kalau kita maknanya, 5-star hotel sana, gitu gini semua, you are not promoting entrepreneurship. That's not what. This is what Harvard Business School coined the term porn entrepreneurship. You build satu pemikiran, maknanya entrepreneurship ni sesuatu yang menyeronokkan. But actually entrepreneurship is not that glamorous. Yeah, it's not that glamorous, tapi we have been promoting macam itu seronok kan, naik atas pentas, red carpet, menyanyi, this kind of things. But that's not what entrepreneurship is all about. It is more than that, and I believe that kalau you're talking about digital transformation, if you ask me, entrepreneurs are ready. Okay, so if you're talking about dekat Malaysia, actually, to be honest with you, kita tak ada benda kurang pun. Semua kita ada. Kita tak ada benda pun kurang. We have everything. So, go ahead and do it. Yang saya kata tadi, yang tak ada ni keberanian. We are not brave enough, and when we talk about online selling ini, online platform, kita hanya sebut beberapa platform yang ada dalam negara. Which I think is wrong. This is not the way how we should approach e-commerce punya business.
Okay, Alhamdulillah kita dah semakin orang kata semakin warm dalam sesi ni. Untuk makluman hadirin semua, Tuan Haji Norizan secara langsung daripada New Jersey, dan untuk makluman beza masa adalah 12 jam. Kita sekarang ni dah menghampiri tengah hari. Tuan Haji tengah larut malam belum larut lagi tapi hampir larut lah 11:30 malam. Terima kasih for ini. Okay, dan di sini saya nak bacakan beberapa terima kasih juga kepada hadirin yang hadir pada online pada sesi hari ini. Kita ada Datuk Roslan Hamid Tuan Haji di online. Thanks for the great presentation. Ini pun adalah satu figure digital figure sedang membina market di Indonesia. Terima kasih Datuk. Dan kita ada Prof Muhammad Ismail Timbalan Net Chancellor kita pun ada bersama kita pada sesi pada pagi ini. Salam daripada beliau kepada Tuan Haji. Jadi soalan saya seterusnya Tuan Haji, yang ini mungkin soalan yang saya karang sendirilah. Iaitu kalau kita lihat usahawan ada yang berjaya dan ada yang tidak berjaya. Dan saya percaya you observe the same thing, not only entrepreneurs from Malaysia but also elsewhere that really interested in United States or North America market. How do you see the difference between who make it and who didn't make it? Dari segi capabilities dia macam mana Tuan Haji rasa macam, this is the capabilities that they need to have in order to be able to penetrate and sustain in the market? Silakan Tuan Haji.
As I mentioned, I think I already covered in one of my slides earlier that if you want to be successful in the United States, of course, you need to use all the tools. Don't start with a product, which I think that's not the way how you should approach. Not only United States marketplaces, but also in other places as well. I think lain daripada tu ciri-ciri keusahawanan sama aja. Kalau orang kata menjual di Amazon pasif, boleh duduk goyang kaki masuk duit setiap bulan, I think this is one of the biggest lies lah. Business is a business. It's just a different platform. Sama ada kita gunakan online ataupun brick and mortar, sama aja. Ya kan? Tak tidur malam serupa aja. I think benda-benda macam tu saya rasa doktor pun dah cover dalam kelas kan. In your courses di UMK, I believe that you already covered ciri-ciri keusahawanan itu, those who make it and those who don't make it. Cuma saya rasakan saya lebih kalau nak jawab soalan doktor itu, saya lebih nampak kita punya challenge ataupun cabaran ataupun barriers untuk usahawan kita ni, it's just a mindset, Kita nak kata apa? Orang Malaysia tak pandai cakap bahasa Inggeris? Pandai cakap bahasa Inggeris. No, we can speak English. I mean, I've met quite a lot of people here in the States, and when we mention about Malaysian, dia cerita, dia dah pernah pergi Malaysia, Malaysian can speak very good English, I mean, nak cakap apa? Education, kita ada berapa? 20 public universities dekat Malaysia. We churn out so many students. Kita expose them with so many knowledge. They can do it, Yang tak ada ni keberanian. Sebab itu saya katakan, yang tak ada ini survival skill. Dan kebanyakan usahawan gagal bukan sewaktu dia memulakan bisnes, tetapi apabila dia nak berjaya. Dah dekat nak berjaya, masa tu dia quit. It is not at the beginning. Kan? Itu yang saya katakan tadi, maknanya dalam konteks mana-mana lah agensi dekat Malaysia ke, sama ada universiti ke, private sector ke, ini teguran saya secara ikhlas kerana saya nak tengok kita semua maju. Fokus kepada survival skill keusahawanan. Survival skill usahawan. Campak ke mana pun dia hidup. Kalau kita bercakap soal keusahawanan, kita ada 3 kan? Survival skill, ni, kemudian technical knowledge, kita belajar accounting, kita belajar macam mana nak develop produk, kita ada attitude. Ini semua diajar di universiti dan agensi-agensi pembangunan keusahawanan. Survival skill tak ramai orang ajar. Jadi kena fokus yang ini, doktor.
Okay, menarik tu mengenai survival skill and what we call it the insight of entrepreneur that influence or even make or break yang tadi yang Tuan Haji kata, kalau 100 meter sprint tu yang another 2-3 meters nak habis tu lah yang menyebabkan kita rasa lah kita slow down and everything lah, tapi sebenarnya kita can push ourselves. And I think the point that the potential of our local entrepreneurs is limitless lah kan. Macam Tuan Haji sebut tadi, a lot of training, a lot of program pembangunan entrepreneurship development have been done either at the universities or at agencies level dan we are ready. Orang kata cukup bekal lah kan. Kalau Tupperware tu tak boleh nak tutup dah kan our pengisian kepada usahawan ni. Okay, Tuan Haji, let's move on to another question about, kalau kita tengok satu lagi Tuan Haji, is a trend right now, we are dependent on one platform. Okay, for example in Malaysia we tend to focus on social media more, right? Facebook, Instagram and all that. Meanwhile, from your explanation just now, we know that that is only part of digital market that we anticipate. So how do you see those who are only focused on this niche, or orang kata yang FB and Instagramers ni saja, they can go out and explore more about digital market that available elsewhere? Silakan.
No, I think it's good if you have been selling on Instagram, you've been selling on Facebook, in Shopee, at least it gives you some exposure. Again, it gives you some exposure, which I think is very good. It's a good start. It's a good beginning. But that's not everything. Don't stop there. You know what? That's what I'm trying to say. You see, Amazon, as I mentioned to you just now, the US, 49%, 50%, or half of e-commerce transaction happen in Amazon. Separuh daripada pembelian dalam internet di US berlaku di Amazon, not Facebook, not Instagram. The top 5 platform dekat US, Amazon, Walmart, eBay, Etsy, Target. These are the 5 top platform in terms of value or volume. Not Facebook, not Instagram. But I'm not saying that you should leave Instagram, you should leave Facebook. In digital marketing, you need this. You need the social media to support your business on Amazon. But what I'm trying to say now, I think, Doctor, I think it is a good beginning. Get them to sell on Instagram, on Facebook, on now TikTok, coming into the picture and things like that. Now you can advertise in TikTok. And I have seen, I don't know about Malaysia, but I believe sama aja. Dekat US, you can purchase from TikTok nowadays. Now, which I think this is very, very convenient. But again, if you're talking about platform, in the States, Amazon control separuh, 49 or 50%. But I was told in Australia, but I was told by someone that eBay dia punya ni lagi besar daripada Amazon. So this is something yang kita kena tengok lah, which market are we going to, and I believe that if we strategize it properly, I believe that this is something that we can do it, insyaAllah.
Okay, thank you for that comment. Tadi soalan tu datang daripada Puan Fazlida Hairani. Dan saya nampak ini adalah salah satu good stepping step lah who involved in the social media market to try and memberanikan diri untuk mencuba platform lain yang lebih orang kata mempunyai customer base yang lebih besar dan juga lebih stabil. Okay. Sedikit mencelah Tuan Haji, ada di ruangan komen tu ada yang sampaikan komen yang agak menarik itu mana tadi? Okey, Puan Siti Zalina Tuan Haji ada menyampaikan kata terima kasih pada Tuan Haji yang tidak pernah jemu jawab soalan saya dalam personal FB Tuan Haji. Jadi orang kata this is orang kata compliment lah untuk untuk Tuan Haji, dan saya rasa Tuan Haji menerima banyak komplimen daripada usahawan, dan saya percaya usahawan jangan jemu-jemu untuk bertanyakan soalan jika ada, dan saya pun sebenarnya pernah juga tanya Tuan Haji beberapa soalan dan memang dapat jawapan yang memuaskan. Thank you very much Tuan Haji for that. So let's move on dari soalan yang daripada mari kita daripada seorang usahawan ni. Saya kenal seorang usahawan ni namanya Anazim Encik Anazim okey. Soalannya ialah Tuan Haji, bagaimana produk makanan daripada Malaysia boleh penetrate market US dari segi pensijilan? Adakah perlu FDA seperti yang diwar-warkan ataupun mitos sahaja? Untuk makluman Tuan Haji, Encik Anazir Adnan ni adalah usahawan bimbingan bawah Universiti Malaysia Kelantan, dan beliau mengusahakan perniagaan keluarga rempah ratus. Okay, silakan Tuan Haji.
Now, I think kalau rempah ratus, if you want to be very very upfront, I always dulu masa saya dekat Malaysia saya kerja tu saya banyak berlapik cakap, tapi right now saya kurang berlapik sikit because message tak sampai. Personally I don't encourage small medium enterprises masuk US jual makanan unless you develop satu makanan yang very specific, because you kena ada what we call this untuk masuk mana-mana, nak jual kat mana-mana pun you kena ada satu yang kita panggil product differentiation. I think it's very very important. If you are selling benda yang dah ada di kedai etnik, kita nak pergi jual juga, it's going to be very difficult. That's number one. Yang kedua, if you are not big enough, dia akan tekan you, harga you is going to be very very low. Yang ketiga, if you want to go online, dia banyak hassle and may not worth it. Tapi I'm not saying that you tak boleh masuk. Boleh masuk. Dan tak ada isu. Tapi jangan benda yang kita duk jual di Kota Baru, di Alostar itu, kita nak jual benda yang sama you have to do a lot of research and innovation when come to the products. Dan saya selalu sebutkan produk apa yang sesuai untuk jual di US ataupun daripada Malaysia lah kan. Yang pertama, benda tu kena ringan. Yang kedua, benda tu kena kecil, benda tu kena tahan lama, benda tu senang dipost, tak mudah pecah. Kalau kita, dan satu lagi saya katakan, production cost shouldn't be more than 10% of retail price. Kalau kita tengok dalam itu RM10 orang jual, your cost shouldn't be more than $1. Sebab dia along the way tu, dalam the whole supply chain, you have to pay a lot of money sebelum benda tu sampai kat pengguna. Kalau kita more than 10% memang tak boleh buat. Now, makanan. Kita dah register 5 company dengan FDA. Company yang kita sebutkan tadi, SPL, Sofia Taha, Bayu Gagah Marketing, ada 5 company yang kita dah register dengan FDA. Dia ada syarat, dan saya pun from time to time I do conduct these courses untuk masuk. Tak susah. Saya tak rasa isu untuk masuk, dan kalau saya rasa tuan dah lama di bawah bimbingan UMK, mungkin you meet some of the requirements, tak susah mana pun. Yang susahnya ialah nak pastikan benda yang saya sebutkan tadi itu, ciri-ciri itu ada, yang pertama. Yang kedua, nak pastikan bahawa you can make enough money. I think this is the challenge, insyaAllah.
Okay. Alright, Tuan Haji dan sidang hadirin yang saya hormati sekalian. Kalau kita nak sesi dengan Tuan Haji ni, kita boleh setengah hari tu pun kira the shortest one lah. Walau bagaimanapun masa ni lah yang kita ada. We only have up to 11:45, another 2-3 minutes because we need to allocate for another speaker. Sebelum mengundur diri Tuan Haji, nak sampaikan juga ucapan terima kasih dan penghargaan daripada pihak Universiti Malaysia Kelantan, terutamanya UMK Entrepreneurship Institute atas bantuan dan fasilitasi Tuan Haji terhadap program Nexus Project kita yang membawa produk pelajar Universiti Malaysia Kelantan ke United States. Dan saya dimaklumkan nama panel Tuan Haji di United States adalah Mr. Dan Sharif. Jadi ialah positioning yang betul lah di situ. Saya rasa kalau saya ke sana pun kena cari nama lain lah untuk positioning yang lebih menarik. Tidak lupa juga for those who asking question, thank you very much for the question. I believe your question have benefited us all. Ini adalah orang kata hikmah kita bersoal jawab. It's not only about asking our objective, but rather to get more information so that other people also can benefit. Jadi Tuan Haji, saya nak ucapkan terima kasih. Thank you very much for your time. I believe it's already on 15 minutes to the midnight, kan? Dah nak 11:45 malam. Kami di sini di Universiti Malaysia Kelantan terutamanya mendoakan sentiasa kesihatan Tuan Haji bertambah baik dan terus memberi sumbangan kepada usahawan-usahawan yang ingin meneroka pasaran. Jadi terima kasih sekali lagi sidang hadirin semua. Di sini saya ingin mohon maaf jika sepanjang saya menguruskan sesi ini terdapat sebarang kekurangan. Apa yang baik itu datang daripada Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala dan segala kelemahan itu datang daripada kelemahan diri saya sendiri yang sentiasa ingin belajar untuk menjadi yang lebih baik. Until now, saya ingin serahkan kembali sesi ini kepada Dr. Mariana selaku moderator ataupun kita terus kepada sesi seterusnya. Mungkin saya serahkan kepada Dr. Raihani untuk sesi bersama Managing Director Retail Shell Malaysia. Okey, Dr. Raihani. Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera semua.
Okay, thank you very much Associate Professor Dr. Zulkifli, and thank you very much Mr. Norizan Sharif for giving such an informative and comprehensive presentation for the second sessions. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning everyone. Thank you for joining us today and stay with us listening for the next session. Honorable speakers and ladies and gentlemen, I'm Raihani. It gives me a great pleasure to be the moderator for the third session to deeply discuss the important topic for today, which is purpose-led entrepreneurship. But before we start, I would like to read a brief introduction to our next keynote speaker. Mr. Shairan is a Managing Director, Shell Malaysia Trading Sdn Berhad and Shell Timor Sdn Berhad. He is a senior business leader with Shell with a strong delivery track record of over 20 years proven in different business phases, new market entry, growth and consolidation. Across the different countries Shell has a presence in. He began his career with Shell after graduating with an economics degree first class honors at Leeds University in the United Kingdom and completing his articleship at KPMG Pitmoy in the United Kingdom. He is a fellow of the Institutes of Chartered Accountants in England and Wales. Mr. Shairan joined Shell Malaysia in the chemical business and has served in various corporate functions, including corporate finance and treasury, and in the upstream business before subsequently discovering his passion for making customers' life journeys better in retail. So I personally believe that we will have a very interesting discussion today. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Shairan Huzaini Hussein. Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum Dr. Rai, apa khabar?
Waalaikumsalam. Okay, Mr. Shairan. Okay, Mr. Shairan, As we know that purpose is the most important attribute an entrepreneur can have, as simple as it sounds, having a strong why or purpose behind your business is an essential ingredient for becoming a successful entrepreneur. So what are the really essential ingredients or purpose-led entrepreneurship? To me, assuming someone has even a base level of talent, a person's desire to run a business would be the most important factor to their success. It sounds so simple, but if someone has a strong why, so behind what they do, so there is an almost unstoppable life force that will propel them. So without further ado, so let's we hear from our honorable keynote speaker. So please, Mr. Sharon, this session is yours.
Thank you. I'm a speaker, but I'm not sure whether it deserves to be a keynote. And certainly, I am very unsure whether I am even close to being honorable, but I will try. You're being Dr. Rai very kind with your introduction. I was listening avidly to the previous speaker talking about the possibility of the US market. And I was amazed. And many of you are entrepreneurs yourself. And I'm so envious at your courage. Kalau saya masih muda, mungkin saya pun tak jadi semacam anda. And amongst us today, many of you are also professional academicians, and I respect you very much. All of you are fundamental to the growth of Malaysia, whether in the teaching profession, or I say vocation, or in entrepreneurial spirit, right? So, kalau saya fahamkan dan saya perhatikan, untuk menjadi usahawan yang berjaya, memang kena perlu cekal dan tabah, selain daripada mempunyai kebolehan daripada segi manufacturing, kebolehan daripada segi marketing dan pengurusan. Di mana asal-usul kecekalan ataupun motivasi diri? Because sesungguhnya bila kita berniaga ataupun dalam bidang keusahawanan, surely kita ada banyak cabaran yang kita perlu atasi. Now, I just want to caution you, I'm not a professional speaker, I'm not a teacher, not a lecturer, and technically I'm not even an entrepreneur like you. So take what I say with a bit of salt. I don't have many slides nor framework to be teaching you. So I will attempt to say a few things based on my experience using 7 stories. So if the colleague online can help me by showing the first photo, and I will tell you the first story. And it is a story about my second daughter, Aisha. She had been studying biochemistry at University of Melbourne. Alhamdulillah, she has graduated now. In her final year, it so happened that I had a meeting in Sydney, and I took the weekend off to visit her. And we went for coffee, we actually went for a movie. Jarang-jarang sekali ayah dapat pergi tengok filem dengan anak perempuan dia. We went to the museum. And as we were having a coffee chat, she asked me a tricky question. She asked me, Daddy, why do you still work at Shell? And inshallah next year, if by izin Allah, I will be completing 30th year of working at the same company, the only company I work for. And I knew when Aisha asked me that question, there was a tonality behind it. Oil companies are not known to be, let's say, the most environmentally friendly, right? We produce hydrocarbon, we emit CO2. And I was a little bit disturbed and maybe a little bit angry with my daughter for asking me that question. I was really tempted to say, Aisha, yeah, I work at Shell because I have to pay your school fees. Right? But of course, I didn't say that. I respect her views. Right? So I started to explain to her what I do, first acknowledging that as an oil and gas company or as a company that had its roots in oil and gas, first I acknowledge and I'm part of the problem. But being part of the problem, I have the potential to actually be part of the solution. So that's probably the first thing that I wanted to reflect together with you as entrepreneurs, whether you're selling a service, whether you're selling keropok, whether you're selling makanan di US, di Africa, or in Malaysia, you need to be part of a solution. And in your case, a solution to a customer, right? So you've got to figure out, be really clear, what is the problem that you are trying to solve, and be there to solve the customer's problem. So that's one reflection that I wanted to share with you. So coming back to my Aisha story. So I explained to her, yeah, first that you recognize that that is part of the problem, but that is trying to actually solve it as well. So first, if you have to travel, and all of us have to travel, right? Balik kampung to meet our customers, use a public transport if you can. If you cannot, carpool with your private vehicle. And if you have a choice at some point in time in the future or even currently, go electric. Yeah. So I'm really pleased to be able to share with my daughter at that time. We were starting to actually install electric charging at our petrol station. Yeah. And currently we have almost 50 charging points, not only at petrol station, but at supermarkets, at hospital, at hotels. And these are crazy things because I am actually destroying my own business. And I think that is something that all of you can relate to, I hope, and I think, because part of being an entrepreneur is having the courage to make a change. And that may actually involve completely changing your own business and destroying your current business so that you can make something. And that's what we are doing at Shell. We are in an energy transition, providing more and cleaner energy to our communities, powering you to do what you want to do best. And a lot of people, when I started to put up the charging station, was criticizing me because there are other companies who are doing this much faster, right? And I told them, and these are my friends, when we go out and we meet for coffee or during wedding, "Alah, Shell, so slow." I said, yes, we are definitely slow. There are other companies who are putting up hundreds of charging points. But I asked them, I could also do that. I could actually go to Shopee or Lazada and I actually order the charging points and just install it. It will take 3 days just to install them. And suddenly I will have 1,000 of them at all my petrol stations. But have you ever looked behind the plug? Where does the power come from? It's no point putting a EV charging and then to hook it up to a power plant that is run by burning coal. So I was really super conscious together with my engineers. If we want to do this, and we want to do it really well. We want to do it honestly. Right? So we started to install solar panel and it then power those EV and it powers the aircon, it powers the light, even the chiller where we buy the Coca-Cola or Yo's Christanian tea, and even the Walls ice cream at Shell stations are actually powered by solar. In Malaysia, and this is not some overseas country like New Jersey, right? And I would love to go to New Jersey one day. I've never been there, like the previous speaker. Imagine, right? When you walk into a Shell station, you pick up a Walls ice cream. That Walls ice cream is actually chilled by the sun. It was crazy. It's an oxymoron, but I'm really proud. And that's the second story. When you want to do something, no matter how much tempting it is to take the shortcut, right? I find it really satisfying to be able to do it properly. And some of the hardest things in life are the most difficult things. And you know this because as an entrepreneur and even as lecturers, academicians, some of your toughest students, right? The most lazy students when you spend your time, turn out to be your best student, the most successful. Same with all the businesses. Yeah? So I'm so envious of both of you, whether you are academicians or entrepreneurs. So I've completed 2 stories and I wanted to go to the 3rd story. But before that, could I just do something risky, which is ask the organizer to play a short video to show what my team have been able to do in Malaysia. And I'm so proud of them. And I wanted to show this video, which is only 3 minutes, as my homage to my team for working so hard. They are not here, but I like to show off what my team has been able to achieve. If you can play the video, and if it doesn't work, just relax, pretend nothing is wrong, and I will go to my 3rd story after the 3 minutes. Go ahead, please. Terima kasih. Tolong mainkan video. Di Shell, salah satu matlamat kami ialah untuk mengurangkan pelepasan karbon sehingga 50% daripada operasi stesen kami. Stesen ini merupakan stesen Shell yang pertama yang mendapat pengiktirafan Professional Gold Standard oleh Green Building Index. Dan untuk mencapai pengiktirafan itu, setiap inovasi rendah karbon di stesen ini diberi markah khusus. Dan pemarkahan stesen kami mencapai tahap emas. Selamat datang ke Shell Min Hotel. Jom kita melawat stesen ni. Shell Min Hotel dilengkapi 160 panel solar yang menjana tenaga yang boleh diguna pakai sebanyak 250 kWh sehari. Tenaga solar yang dihasilkan dalam setahun boleh membekalkan tenaga ke 380 rumah selama sebulan. Sistem pengumpulan air hujan mampu mengumpul dan menggunakan kembali 635,000 liter air hujan setahun yang kami gunakan pula sebagai bekalan air ke tandas di stesen ini. Dan penjimatan air sebanyak itu cukup untuk satu orang mandi selama 8 minit. 8,400 kali. Cuba bayangkan. Anda boleh melihat sendiri maklumat terkini mengenai penggunaan serta penjimatan air dan tenaga ini melalui counter infografik semasa. Semua alat penghawa dingin dan peti sejuk kami menggunakan sensor untuk memastikan penggunaan dan pengubahan suhu yang lebih berkesan. Kemudahan kitar semula juga disediakan untuk kesenangan pelanggan untuk mendorong usaha kitar semula di komuniti kita. Paip aliran rendah mengawal penggunaan air di tandas stesen untuk mengurangkan pembaziran. Mesin kompos sisa makanan kami mengubah sisa makanan terkumpul kepada hampir 2 tan baju organik setahun yang boleh digunakan untuk menyuburkan sebanyak 4,000 tanaman dalam pasu anda. Shell Min Hotels juga menyediakan tempat letak kereta pintar kami, Shell Recharge, dengan menggunakan aplikasi mudah alih Park Easy. Di sini, pelanggan dapat mengecas semua jenis kenderaan elektrik. Di halaman stesen, sistem lampu LED pintar akan redup secara automatik ketika lalu lintas berkurangan. Juga bertujuan untuk mengurangkan penggunaan tenaga. Shell sentiasa komited dan konsisten dalam usaha kami untuk menggerakkan Malaysia dengan tenaga yang lebih bersih dan solusi mobiliti yang inovatif. Jom, sama-sama kita mengembeling tenaga untuk kecemerlangan hari ini dan kejayaan hari esok. Shell Malaysia dikuasai oleh rakyat Malaysia untuk memperkasa Malaysia. For indulging me to show that, right? Syarikat saya punyalah kedekut. Pengacara pun kena buat sendiri. So, but I'm really so proud of what my team we've been able to achieve. And this is one of the many teams that I have, right? And just to close off, as of yesterday, we have crossed 300 stations in Shell that is completely off the grid, powered by solar during daytime. I am so proud of our contribution sebagai warga Malaysia untuk melestarikan negara kita. To the next photo with all those lovely people just now, which is the photo before this one. Yeah. And these are my team in Lahad Datu. And they are the basic, they're the forecourt crew or farm attendant. Right? Kesemua mereka adalah sama ada orang Bajau atau berbagai kaum Bumi Putra di Sabah. And the station is actually nearby a fisherman's jetty. And what the team does is awesome. I just have to tell this to you with great pride. You realize that the main customer that they are serving is the fisherman. And the fishermen would come back from their trip for the day, really tired, but they have to now to prepare the boat for their next day's fishing, right? So what's the customer's problem? The customer's problem is they have to fill up their boat and they are busy sorting out the fish. And do you know what they do? They say, okay, they want to solve this problem for the fishermen. So they will actually go to the jetty with a small trolley to collect the jerry can, which is the official container, right? And then they pull back the trolley and then they pre-fill the jerry can in a safe manner with the bonding wire, etc. And then they send the jerry can back to the fisherman. Guess what? The fishermen have 3 brands or 3 stations that they can choose from, which brand they love to serve and buy from. It's at this station because my team go all out to make our customers happy. And I thought it was super good. Can you see those plants that they planted on the wall? Those are mint leaves. Kalau bahasa kita, daun pudina. So what they do is they ask for RM5 budget from the retailer or the entrepreneur who owns the station, and they buy tea yang puncang teh tu. Kemudian dia buat teh dengan daun pudina yang mereka tanam. And then whilst the fishermen come and collect and make the payment, they get a free cup of mint tea. How awesome is that? So many of you are single team entrepreneur or ataupun dengan adik-beradik. I'm telling you this story because when you expand, you're going to need people. Business is not about product, not about technology, but it's about people. And these are the people that make it happen for me and my Shell team. Not only in Malaysia, I now have to look after 9 countries, and Malaysia is one of them and will continue to be the most special for me as a Malaysian. This Lahad Datu team went all out, and they are really the people that make it happen for me, right? And we treat them really specially, the best team. We hold a conference once a year, and we book a 5-star hotel. We fly them in. And I remember the first time we did this, which was like 5 years ago, we booked a hotel in Raja Chulan, and each of the forecourt attendant, the farm attendant that we look down upon, that's the honest truth, right? When you go to the pump station, you look down on them because they do a dirty job, but I don't. They are the one that makes it happen, right? So the best of them, there are about 500 that we invite to one location every year, and they get to bring their family member. Ada yang bawa mak, ada bawa kakak, ada yang bawa anak, ada yang bawa isteri. And we actually treat them for a 5-star treatment at a 5-star hotel. I remember one occasion, the first one, when they arrived and checked in, and they've never checked in into a hotel before. In fact, they've never flown from their hometown, whether in Pau, in Sarawak, or Lahad Datu. They saw the swimming pool. You know what they said? They asked us, "Oh, am I entitled to use the swimming pool?" Right? Because they don't feel that they are the same as us. Yeah. So I wish you the greatest of success as entrepreneurs. And when you are successful, and inshallah you will be, don't forget to treat your people really well. because they are the one who's going to serve your customers. Yeah? And they are the one who will either make or break your customer's experience. My fourth story, next photo, please. My fourth story is about people, but this time it's about the community. You recall how hard it was for many Malaysians during the pandemic? Many people just lost their job. Even the people who are working, small micro entrepreneurs yang menjual barang-barangan makanan tak dapat menjual sebab mereka tak boleh keluar, right? So we wanted to assist and help, but we also have we don't have unlimited resources, right? And how many checks can you write? At most once a month, right? Kemudian nak test ikhlas tak ikhlas kita tengok dia tulis cek besar-besar, right? Lepas tu panggil star, news rate star, ambil gambar. Ya. Itu mungkin ukuran ikhlas. But my team, I asked them, how can we do this more sustainably? And they were actually found an NGO, and these are really great people. Yeah. And they came up with the concept of like a food bank, and they call it, if you can show the photo, please, yeah, which I'm really proud of. Basically, we repurpose a small cabin where we used to store items at our select shops. Yeah? And all these are done voluntarily. Yeah? And we repurpose the bin. The team at site, whether they're cashiers, the cleaner, just had fun repainting the bin. And then we encourage customers who want to help, those who are better off, right, to put a little bit of surplus items that they have from their kitchen. We don't force them to buy things from our shop, right? Because this is not about putting things that you have to buy from shelf to give away. We said, go and look in your kitchen cabinet and see whether there are surplus mihun, surplus sardine that been sitting there for a while. Bring them when you come next to shelf and just put it there. And then people can then come and collect. And what we do is make sure that the right people come and collect, bukan orang ambil kesempatan dan pergi jual balik. Yeah? So if the admin can show this photo, because it's a really nice manifestation of how we try to integrate what we do as a business and try to actually integrate with the community. So it's not about the company giving charitable CSR, and companies should do that. And you should do that as your own individual contribution. But what I force myself to do is think really hard and encourage my team members to think really hard. How can we use what we do, the platform of our business, to create good to the society that we are a part of? Yeah. And to have this mengubah kedudukan kami sebagai hanya penjual petrol kepada sudut community, that we become the center of the community, is really encouraging. Yeah. So I'm really proud to share this, and if there is still the photo can be shown, that will be great. So that completes the fourth story. If I can go to the fifth story. Yeah. Yang ni kena ingatkan saya. What is the photo? Right? Dr. Hai, if you can prompt the photo to be shown, that would be really great. Otherwise, I would continue with the story. Yes, Puan Zainon. At Shell, we have actually expanded our business. Masa saya joined dulu, which was in the 1990s, we only sold 4 products. Petrol, diesel, and petrol ada 2 jenis, 92 and 95, and then kerosene, or orang Kelantan panggil minyak gah. Right? So those were the only 4 things that we sell. Right now, we have expanded into the select shop, all variations of food, tidbits, and also coffee. Yeah, and And by the way, I also have to reskill myself. I didn't join Shell knowing all the skill that I had to acquire, but I had to retrain myself. And I'm actually a trained barista because one of the SKU that I sell now at Select Shop is coffee, but that's a different story. But perhaps there is something in there which is you have to continuously experiment and change and acquire new skills, right? I slip in just now, having to actually reskill myself from selling hydrocarbon to actually being able to actually brew coffee and do a latte art. I can do that now because I'm trained. But this story is not about me. This story is about Puan Zainab. We can put her photo up because she is an amazing woman. She's from Pasir Putih, Kelantan. And what she does is actually go back to the next slide. She sells keropok. Yeah, keropok in the classical style, which is in the clear plastic wrapper. She would actually goreng the keropok in her own kitchen and seal it pakai lilin. But it tastes really good. What my team did was go and find her, and then we actually work with her. Right? We work with her on multiple angles. Number one, on production. So instead of relying on the kuali and the minyak yang pakai banyak kali and we know that it's not necessarily good, then we work with her on the packaging. So instead of just clear plastic, it's actually we provided her designs, yeah, yang actually matches an international standard. She was already working with Mesti, she already have halal, but we completed that process together with her, and she's amazing. And her family members, anak-anak dia dan suami dia yang tolong. Yeah? And we also assisted her to choose and modernize her production facility. And look at behind her, which is the basically the packaging machine. It goes from the top, it goes into the pembungkusan, and the packaging is done with nitrogen, right? To cut a long story short, she is now supplying to all 900 Shell petrol stations in Malaysia. Isn't that awesome, right? And she is providing employment to, if I remember our conversation when I met her, to 12 kakak-kakak di kawasan sekitar rumah dia to help her with the production facility. I'm so proud of her entrepreneurial capabilities, right? And this is only one of the many Malaysians. We Malaysians have so much resources, capabilities, right? All we have to do is unleash them. And UMK and all of you are already in business. I applaud you. Go all out. Believe in yourself, right? And really seek your purpose. And for me, I'm discovering this, the joy of seeing other people successful, the joy of seeing Puan Zainon creating employment to people around her, right? It's amazing. It fills me with so much energy. So that's why people ask in one of the questions, why do I work with the same company for 30 years, right? Alhamdulillah, I don't have a lot of needs anymore. My kids are growing up, but the company I work for give me the freedom, give me the opportunity to create good to people around me. Yeah, that's why I keep saying my company is run by Malaysians, not me, run by other Malaysians. 100% of Shell in Malaysia, from the board members down to all levels of people in our organizations are Malaysians. And we are proud of that. Sama ada orang Iban, orang Cina, orang India, orang Melayu, orang Bajau Laut, macam saya tunjukkan kat Lahad Datu tadi. And we are doing our best to create good for our country and our people. I want to close with this one last photo and with one last story, which is my 7th story, and then we can go to our question and answers. Many years ago, 22 years ago to be exact, there lived a family in Kuala Krai, Kelantan. And they are rubber tappers, both the husband and the wife. And they had a daughter. And the daughter knew that if she wants to get out of poverty, she had to study hard. Education, she believed, was her ticket to get out of poverty. And she worked really hard to do well at her SPM. She did. She got into Form 6. So she did her STP and she did really well. She went to apply on her own to university and she got a letter from University Malaysia Sabah 22 years ago. And by that time, at that time, letter was a physical letter, right? So she went to take her offer of entering into university to her parents, and she was hoping her parents to be proud of her. You know what her parents said? Her parents said, "We are really proud of you, but I'm sorry. We can't afford to send you to university." So she couldn't go to university. You know what her reaction was? Kalau kita mesti menangis, mesti sedih, mesti memberontak. She didn't. She said, "I understand." Then she left her house in Kuala Krai to go to the nearest Shell station. And she worked at that Shell station for 20 years. First as a general worker, then as a pump attendant, then as a cashier. And when I returned to Malaysia, I discovered her story. I met her and we put her through a special leadership program. And I'm so proud. After 2 and a bit of years of training, in the 3rd year, Sui Chen is now an entrepreneur. She is a petrol station owner and operator at Pekan Pahang. If you go to Pekan, there is a relatively decent sized station. And I'm so proud of what Sui Chen has been able to achieve as an entrepreneur. She provides employment to more than 10 people in Pekan, and that is her. That, for me, really embodies what entrepreneurship. And all of you who are entrepreneurs, you should be really proud of yourself. I am full of envy for you. I pray for your success so that you can do good to people around you, not just your family members. That's already your obligation. I want to see you be so successful that you go all out and measure your success not based on how many cars, houses that you have, but how many other people you make more successful than you. And I just close maybe with a bonus story, which I didn't plan, story number 8. Aisha, my daughter, who challenged me, asked me one more question when she graduated. She said, "Daddy, do you mind if I only wanted to be a teacher?" I said, "What? I've just spent $1 million on your overseas education." So I didn't say that, of course. I am so proud of my daughter for choosing to be a teacher. She doesn't want to become a lecturer. She wants to be a teacher. So she just finished her master's in childhood education, and she did that whilst teaching. And she's, I'm very proud. She's a fully competent teacher, and she is enjoying what she does. Yeah. And for all of you who are lecturers, academicians, I salute you. May Allah bless all your good work and make your life successful and easy. Dr. Rai, over to you. We may have a few minutes for questions, and I've finished my 7+1 stories in a way that, not all the other speakers may have done, right? So apologies if it didn't meet your expectation, guys. fire away with questions and I will try my best.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Sharan. And there is very comprehensive presentations and very interesting. So you complete your stories, 8 stories for the sessions, and then you start with the cekal and also tabah, the basic of what we need to have other than the other elements, especially for maybe if not entrepreneur or the other persons. And then also I'm very, very interested when you mentions about on how your work trigger your child mind on how why you choose shell, right? So I have an idea how to answer to my son when they ask me about why I choose my career too, right? So I think this yeah, I agree with you that we live in one planet and also with the other peoples, and then also the terms that you mentioned about solutions to customer, even not the customer, maybe solution to the other to make them happy, and then we stay in one together. Okay, so I think we open to the questions, so we know about the comprehensive outlooks of this purpose-led entrepreneurship. So now it's time to have a discussion with Mr. Sharan, so with questions and answer. So we are glad to have received so many questions from audience, and due to time limitations, we are going to select maybe first 3 most voted questions first for Mr. Shairan. So let's see as the questions from the chat box. Okay, so we have the question from Dr. Zamino Zamzamir. So the question is about Mr. Shairan. My second question is, what are the skills and talents required to achieve purpose-led entrepreneurship desired results?
Great question, Doctor. I'm not sure whether this sounds clever or bad, but you don't require skills nor talent. I think what is required of purpose-led leadership is humility, right? And that's potentially much harder than acquiring skill or learning new talent. But trust me, humility is embedded right inside you. I think we are all taught, and some of us may remember this, right? Our Prophet has already reminded us. In our body, there's only one organ, and if that organ is good, the rest of you are good, right? And that's your heart. Yeah? So recognize that any success that we may have, first of all, there are more other people that are successful than you. Second is, any success that you have is not because you are smart, you're clever, you're talented, you're skillful, but because Allah choose to give it to you. That's the only reason that you are successful. Your effort is, of course, required. By making an effort, it gives you the reason to raise your hand and asking for His blessing, for His success. Right? So that's my take, Dr. Zam. I think it's a really great question. I hope I've answered it as sincerely as I can. Right. Thank you. All right.
Yeah, so we need, don't give up. Yeah, just ask for help from Allah, and then we can do something, right? Okay, Mr. Shairan, so we have another question from Gelagat Usahawan, stick here. So salam sir, as for now, is it possible to cooperasi being Shell station pump owner or operator instead of individual or company?
Yes and no. There are petrol stations that are being run by Kooperasi. And Kooperasi as a structure is really good in many ways. You have a ready-made customer base who are your Kooperasi members, yeah, and so on and so forth. But there are challenges for a co-op structure to run a business. And I'm just being super honest. I'm not against Kooperasi. I love Kooperasi. In fact, our shop in Menara Shell is run by a Kooperasi, right? For a businessman, you need to be able to take risks. You need to be able to make quick decisions, right? And it's really tough to make quick decisions and to take business risks when the structure is on a Kooperasi basis. So I recommend that you think through carefully the structure of the business to match with the challenges of the entrepreneurship that you are in, right?
Okay. Okay, and then we have another questions from Cik Roshihan American. You are a great leader. When everyone talks in building relationship with customer, you build one with your team first. So you appreciate your team. So what is the best way to motivate a team?
I think that is so true. Bukan kita yang pergi basuh jamban hari-hari tu. Bukan kita yang pergi lap dispensers. And kalau tandas kotor, our customers will be really unhappy, right? So there are three basic things that I try to promise to my customers. Clean toilet, surau yang selesa untuk solat, right? Dan minyak yang bermutu tinggi dan semua produk kita. And none of this is done by me. Right? Motivation for the team is really to elevate what they do from cleaning toilet, from pumping gas, to really their purpose. Look at the lockdown. They were so scared to come to work. In fact, none of them want to come to work. All of you, all of us were safe at home, right? But they had to come to work, including my tanker captains, my lorry drivers. And by the way, I don't call them drivers, I call them captains, right? First, show them respect. Second is really help them understand their purpose. I told them, you guys, please come to work. Why? Because if you don't turn up for work, the misi tak boleh pergi kerja hospital. Doktor tak boleh report duty. Abang bomber tak boleh pergi balai. Right? Oh, they start to understand. Kerja kami lebih mulia daripada apa yang orang pandang. They start to have self-pride. Only when they understand their true purpose and you treat them well, then they start to do like what my Lahat Datu team do every single day. I'm so proud of them. And you know my job title, I call myself Chief Pub Attendant. Right? So that they know I'm one of them. Great question, Rosihan. I hope that is a useful sharing. Yeah.
Okay, and then we still have another question, so we still have a time. So despite the increased focus on purpose, or some organizations are sorely lacking leaders who are aware of and deeply connected to the purpose behind their work. For example, like Simon Sinek mentioned in his book, Start with Why. The culture is inundated by leaders who do not approach work from a place of purpose. And this can be problematic. So what is your comment on this problem?
Sinek is a wonderful speaker, very insightful, and he actually explained things in a very simple way. The fact that you can explain those things is awesome. You can probably draw the 3 circles with a Y in the middle, right? The why is the only thing left standing when the how and the what collapse. Right? That is so true. Look at my business. How I deliver energy will completely change. It is already changing. The source of energy is no longer hydrocarbon. It is through renewables by creating solar panels and then delivering electrons. The why remains the same. To empower people, not just literally power, but actually empower people like Puan Zainon, like my Lahat Datu team. And by the way, the team leader won the best pump attendant reward. We had a global competition and he represented Malaysia. And he won the best global, and he went to New York. Saya dapat temankan dia. Right? So for the first time, I went to New York City, right? That's how special our frontliners are. And if you feel something slightly different in Shell, it is because we treat our frontliners really out of the way. This year, it is actually in Dubai. Our tanker captains, people who drive lorry, went there. I didn't go because we wanted to prioritize the frontliners. That's why they drive more carefully compared to other lorry drivers, yeah, because they understand their role. They don't think themselves as drivers. They literally think like a captain. Yeah. So yeah, I know I didn't quite answer it because I can't speak for other leaders. But all of you are leaders in different ways, right? Lecturers, you are leaders of your students. As entrepreneurs, you're the leaders of your team. Forget about the other leaders. Watch what you do, how you act, right? Start with changing yourself because that is your immediate circle of influence. And the rest, when they see you successful and behaving like the leaders that should be, they will start to copy. Okay, Dr. Rai. Cari soalan yang senang sikit. Payah sangat soalan ni.
It's very easy done, Mr. Shairan. Mr. Shairan, actually, some of the leaders, they are maybe, I don't know, maybe confused or another terms for this. Maybe they are confused with missions and also purpose. Is it the same thing, or on how can they differ between mission and also purpose? Because this is the guideline to them to be a successful entrepreneur or person. So can you give some opinion on this?
Right. How do I describe this? First of all, I really dislike management books, right? I have stopped reading management books for quite a while because they talk about vision, mission, and so on and so forth. Yeah. But I do respect many great leaders. And what you say is important to an extent, but not so important in another way, right? Whatever you choose to call something, whether you call it vision, mission, purpose, your why, your North Star, it must first and foremost fulfill a few criteria. Right? Number one, it's not about you. Right? So you test that, whatever you call it, vision, mission, or purpose. Is it about you and your family? If it's about you, I suggest that it's not yet the true purpose or mission, right? Look at our prophet. What was his purpose? What was his mission? Why did he go to Taif? It's not about him. It's not about his kabilah. It's not untuk bangsa dia. Right? It is for the full humanity. When it is about someone else, then when you are stoned, when you are broken tooth, when you are bleeding, then you've discovered the purpose. Right? When you are able to rise up, and the only thing that caused you to rise up is that thing, then it is your purpose. When your business fails, when you go into bankruptcy, you start a new business, and the reason you start a new business is that is your purpose. Right? So I can give you the dictionary, you can Google up, yeah. Semua benda boleh Google sekarang kan, right? You can watch YouTube, TED Talks, right? That is for me what the purpose is. I can go into a 9 story, but nanti panjang pula. So we'll pause there, right? So that's what I get from my work. Every time I face an insurmountable challenge, I go back to my purpose. Oh, I remember Puan Zainon. I remember Nazri from Lahad Datu. I remember all the people in my organization and the community, right? And then I rise up and I feel happier. Dr. Rai?
Yeah.
Is that the last question or ada lagi?
Yeah, because you have many here, Mr. Shairan. So I think this is the last questions for you. So I have a last questions. Okay. So what are the future trends of purpose-led entrepreneurship? So actually, what is these future trends in the future? So we are talking about now. So what's in the future?
I disagree with you that this will have a future. The future is the same as it is now, as it has always been the same 1,400 years ago. And that's, I think, the beauty about a purpose-led leadership or a purpose-driven business. Then you're not following a trend. Right? You're really strong at your core. What you sell may be different. What services you provide may be different. How you deliver your products is no longer through Kedai Runcit, but through Lazada, Shopee, Etsy. How you communicate to customers is no longer on TV3. It's actually through an Insta account, right? Those are the hows. Your why is the only thing that hasn't changed. Your purpose is the only thing that remains the same. And the future, in 1,000 years, I believe, will be exactly how it is now, as it's always been. When the Prophet fell, was stoned, and raised up, because his purpose was extremely clear.
Okay, Mr. Shaira, it's very clear. So means even we have different we in different sectors, or we have we are in the different work, maybe something like that. But we need to state that we have a purpose. So everyone have their own purpose, and then this is not about yourself, ourselves, but this is about on how you share this one with the other people or society, or in our environment. So apparently we still have anonymous questions, but Mr. Shairan said no questions anymore. So I think maybe if someone have a questions or something you want to ask to Mr. Shairan, you can maybe email or WhatsApp to Mr. Shairan. Okay. So due to limited times, we need to end our discussion session. So some select remaining questions will still be addressed the speakers and also organizer via email. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so we have finally come to the end part of the session. So before I close the session, I would like to invite Mr. Sharan. Maybe you can give us some short closing remarks. Please, Mr. Sharan.
I actually don't have clever things to say, but I just want to repeat a few things. I envy all of you as entrepreneurs because you have courage, and most importantly, you have the opportunity to make an impact on the people in your circle and the wider community whom you serve. I therefore make dua and prayers that you will be so successful that you wouldn't know how to spend the wealth that you are going to create. But I pray that the best organ in your self, which is your heart, gonna encourage you to do good to the community whom you are a part of. To the teachers, lecturers, academicians, my parents were teachers, and I saw them fully committed to their students, even though they didn't earn a lot. But your reward is one of the three things that will go on after you left. And it's wonderful, isn't it? To leave behind a legacy of knowledge that continue to benefit people, and Allah will reward you abundantly. I'm so envious of that possibility that you have. You should be really proud of the vocation that you have chosen. Do good, and Allah will bless every day and every second of the work. InsyaAllah, kalau terjumpa saya di mana-mana, bagi salam, and then let's meet each other. In the meantime, God bless each and every one of you, and make your journey this temporary world that we are in an easy one. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi.
Thank you for the concise closing remarks. We hope everyone enjoyed the sharing. It was a fruitful session with lots of information and enthusiasm shared. Thank you all for your active participations. So I would like to thank the speakers, Mr. Sharan, for his informative and also interesting presentation. It was a pleasure to have you with us. So I will now turn the meeting over to our Master of Ceremony, Dr. Nur Mariana. Thank you.
Thanks, Dr. Rohani. Thanks again, Dr. Raihani. Ladies and gentlemen, as the saying goes, to every beginning there's an ending. And now the opening ceremony has come to an end. On behalf of the committee, I would like to extend my utmost appreciation to all our invited keynote speakers. I want to take these opportunities to extend my appreciation to our co-organizer and to individuals who has been involved in making this conference a success. Most importantly, on behalf of the organizing committee of the 10 INCEBT 2022. We will continue this virtual conference with parallel session via Zoom at 2 p.m. Please refer to the INCEBT website on your email for the details of the presentation link of each session. I would also like to remind all the participants that we will have a second day tomorrow through the same platform, officially UMK Facebook at 9 a.m. With that, I end on this ceremony with today with wabillahi taufiq wa hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.